about 3,000 Bolton fans, like a stampede, just fucking coming towards me, and I just went bump with them all. Got arrested for it again, charged. Well, it's the old cliche that football saved me, but it probably did looking back at it now. He was banned from driving for drinking, so we had a guy bringing him in a Bentley every day. He stunk of booze every day, but he was at the front of the running because he was fit as, wasn't he? And he went, well, fucking let's get through it then. And he just ran at this hedge as fast as he could. Dived in head first, didn't even make an imprint. I was running round just putting myself about against centre halves with probably 120 grand a week, not wanting to get a cut. And I've gone, oh, bus driver, he shits where he wants. Got this tattoo full of my face on his calf, with the full calf. He was our top goal scorer, so all the fans are fucking moaning, like groaning around the stadium that I'm starting when it's getting announced, and I'm thinking, fucking cheers, lads.
Aaron Wilbraham, there's people in Bolton who say you deserve a knighthood, my friend.
No, I've obviously left a good impression with the Bolton fans scoring that goal to keep them up, but yeah, no, I shouldn't have to buy a pint in Bolton ever again.
It's Keystone City.
As a Bolton fan as well.
Yep.
This must be like almost McGinley-esque to you, is it?
Well, almost. That goal against Nottingham Forest.
It's funny because about 3 games before that, I walked out the Bolton entrance after a game and a car full of lads went past shouting, Wilbraham, you shit.
High fiving week after.
Is that you?
Yeah.
You in that shirt?
Have you got your Bolton shirt?
No, not this one.
And then obviously, I kind of just looked like cheeky bastards. And then 2 weeks later, scored that goal. So yeah, it was mental.
Fickle bastards, aren't they?
Oh, fucking hell, yeah.
Nearly didn't happen this, by the way. So I'm getting Albie's number from Ben Annick. So we'd never met before, had we? So we got the obligatory small talk out the way on the text.
By the way, do you sign off with Brownie?
No, I don't know what I did actually.
Yeah, I think,
was it Brownie? I went
Brownie.
in with the Brownie.
As if he's that much of a fucking arrogant bastard, right? He thinks that everyone's going to know.
There's 2 Chris Browns, mate, and there's only 1 Brownie.
Yeah.
So anyway,
other one sings a bit.
So then I said to him, have you knocked the football on the head? He went, nah, I played Tuesday, Saturday, and I scored a penalty at Old Trafford last week. I went, fuck me.
Yeah, kill me. You knocked the football on the head then? I said, I scored a slide of penalty at Old Trafford.
So you're not following Rochdale at me?
No, I'm out of touch.
40-year-old and still going strong, mate.
Yeah, never thought, to be fair. Boys keep saying to me, like, what's keeping you going? I've been in Vegas 14 years on the bounce, so it must be that keeping me going.
Is that what it is?
But,
Fountain of Youth?
I don't know.
In that fountain up front, which one's in front?
Bellagio, yeah. No, I made my debut at 18 at Stockport, and I thought, they say the average career is 8 years and all that for a football, and I just thought at the time, if I can get to like the retirement age of 35, I'll be buzzing, but then it was 38, thinking 20-year career, then I just kept going, and I think if you've never had any pace, you can't lose it.
I hear to that. I'm obviously I'm in exactly the same boat, paceless.
You give me stick for this, right?
But thanks for coming on. By the way, we've not thanked you for coming yet.
Yeah.
But thank you very much for coming on.
I'm going straight in with it. I asked Spence only the same. Your Barnett's looking strong, mate.
Yeah.
Where'd you go for it?
Salt and pepper. Basically, there's these, it's a bit patchy if I take the salt and pepper out, but there's these hair follicles in a little pot. Have you come across it?
I've not. That's one thing I've not needed to do.
When I went to Bristol, I had a terrible barnet after being at Palace and Norwich, and I sat down in a chair where all the boys went, and I said, listen, mate, just make me look as least receding as you can. And he went, well, you need to go shorter than you've got it. And he goes, and don't worry, I've got some magic dust for you at the end. And I thought, so I just let him go ahead with it. And then
dust?
Yeah, so he cut my hair short, and he just got this pot out off the shelf. He was like, about medium brown, aren't you? He just started shaking this, and I was like,
medium brown?
He said it's like
bit of seasoning.
It's like keratin, like hair follicles, and it just attaches to you. Like, shake it on, brush it along the barnet, and then it just fills in the patches. So
use it every day.
The magnetic.
Yeah, I can make like
things,
when I go away pre-season with the boys and you're just knocking around the hotel every day. I'll just like I'll wake up, it's all over my pillow, dust the pillow off, shake a bit more on, and give it a bit of hairspray to hold it in place, and job done. But I say to the boys, I start the game looking like Drake, and I come off looking like Yap Stam after a few minutes.
Especially if there's a breeze.
Like,
Bastard at Blackpool.
You know when obviously you're sweating or it rains, does it not just stream down your face?
No, it's not. It wouldn't never trickle because it is like powder. You just get a bit of residue along the hairline there. But I've done it on loads of like David Wheater at Bolton. I said, Wheats, you've got a bit of egg in the nest there, mate. I can help you out. So there's all these
That's that pepper pot over here.
There's all these managers now looking down from the stadium and they're seeing your bald spot getting bigger, mate. I said, you need to get a bit of that, mate, and then you look young as.
Are you getting a cut from it or what?
Nah, I should be getting at least 3 pots. I've got about 25 lads on it so far.
Would it work with that?
There's nothing worse though when you if you come in like 2-3-0 down at half time and you look in the mirror and it's all missing because you've got a few headers and you want to patch it up but you can't be in the mirror like patching your hair up when you're 2-0 down. The gaffer walks in like.
Fans are going to be listening to this thinking 3-0 down and you bothered about your bar now.
But it does a job like so. Yeah.
Shadow without a shadow of a doubt, best beard we've had as well.
Yeah,
Strong.
the beard's real.
It is.
Bit of just for men to keep the ginger and grey away.
Oh,
but
yes.
No, the beard. A few boys are like, is that salt and pepper as well, pulling on it, but no, the beard's real. That's come from Bristol as well. The boys were all growing them, saying, you'd grow a great beard, Albie, you can see you've got the stubble, just get it done like. So I just went for it at the time and yeah.
Well trimmed. Mine's more of a crumb catcher, I think. Saves on dessert.
Yeah, I was to be fair, I'm Jewish here. Like this is not aesthetically great.
Is this where we're at, lads?
Look at that way. That's the hello bit done, and fucking L'Oreal bit. Is that talking about football?
He used to play a bit in all, you know. Still does.
Started at 18, and like you said, still going at 40. Stockport County.
Yeah, Stockport. Dave Jones was manager when I was YTS, and then Gary Megson took over from him when Dave Jones went to Southampton. Give me my debut. I was a Man City fan. I had a season ticket there for 9 years, from the age of like 7 to 16. I was actually at City under 15s, under 16s, and they released me. So I used to start a season ticket. I used to play for Stockport's youth team on a Saturday morning, go and watch City in the afternoon. And then Gary Megson took over, knew I was a City fan, knew how keen I was, and we sold Alan Armstrong to Middlesbrough. I don't remember the striker. Sold him for about 1.5 million, I think. And then Gary Megson was like, listen, I know you're a City fan. I know they release you and all that, you've got a season ticket, I'm going to give you a debut against them this Saturday. So I was like, fucking hell. I still had a season ticket there, so I had to give it away to my mum and my nan while I went and played on the pitch. And I was like homing away, like Aston Villa away, getting the bus windows smashed. I was proper diehard. So it was Sean Goulter's home debut, so it was like Grand National Day, 98, April 98, and it was like the team was like Uwe Rosler, Richard Edgill, Richard Jobson, all them boys, and I was warming up on the pitch just in awe, like looking across like at them warming up while I was meant to be warming up, and it was just the maddest feeling ever to go and play there.
That's mad to put you in that situation.
Yeah.
It's
good for him though, isn't it?
Yeah, no, it was class.
Sink or swim.
Did you feel like you won a competition?
Yeah, because I'd been going for 9 years and my granddad and my nan, like, so it was just mental. And
But you couldn't wait to tell them, could you, when you got home and heard the news of your mates?
I had about 35 families spread around Main Road at the time, and yeah, Goulters scored after 5 minutes, and the whole stadium, like 32,000. It's a season they went down to League One, do you know, when City went down to League One, and it was so it was a bit of a derby as well for Stockport, obviously City. And 5 minutes in, Goulter scores on his home debut. The whole stadium singing Blue Moon. I'm nearly joining in, like.
It's topping.
And then straight from the kick-off, we've just done the old-fashioned kick-off where you lay it back to the midfielder, out to the winger, and Colin Woodthorpe's gone up for a bit of a header. It's broke back into his path, just whipped it in, and I've just like left foot volleyed it in, literally in the 6th minute, like a minute later after Goulter's goal, and the whole stadium's just gone from being singing Blue Moon to just quiet. And then you've heard about 1,500 Stockport fans at the other end of the ground, just, and it was, my mum's got the still pictures in her house of me running off, and I don't know what to do. It's my first goal, I'm just like running, and everyone's jumping on me like because they're buzzing for me. But it ended up like, it was back in the days when you had like 3 subs on the bench, so we didn't have a sub keeper. Eric Nixon got stretchered off, Brett Angel had to go and goal, I was up front on my own, and we ended up getting beat 4-1. And it was in all the papers like Aaron's dream because City won, but I scored. And, but yeah,
you scored on your debut.
Yeah, it was a mad way to start a career, like. But yeah, class.
Must have been some experience that debut wise, and even scoring after 6 minutes.
Yeah.
How old were you? Did you say?
18. Yeah.
It's class that, like.
Were you good with your Megson?
Yeah, he was. He was like, he was strict, and he used to like, he'd hate if anyone's phone rang on the bus. Yeah, he was. I was scared of him, to be fair, but he'd give me. he actually said to me when he gave me a pro that Dave Jones, he said, when I took over from Dave Jones, he said, usually when a manager leaves, it's a good takeover what's happened because Dave Jones has gone on to a better job, so they give the new manager quite a good takeover. And he said, he's never even mentioned you. Why has he not mentioned you to me? And I said, I don't know. And he said, I'll tell you, I want to take you to Southampton, but if you go there, you'll be stuck in there, reses, till you're 22, 23. You won't play any first team football. He's like, look what's ahead of you here, like, concentrate on getting this team. So he gave me a 3-year pro there and then like got me straight in the first team.
Was that after that before the Man City game?
This was before the City one, yeah. And then he gave me my debut, and after scoring that goal and doing well, he gave me a new 4-year and proper looked after me, to be fair, but I was scared of him. He was like
we spoke about him quite a few times. I mean,
I don't know what he'd be like, me. When you see someone, you think, would I like him or would I not like him?
Yeah.
A lot of people speak well of him, though.
He's actually quite a funny guy. He's a funny guy, but I think same as, I can't remember who spoke about him. He just said he's got this switch where he just fucking goes ballistic.
Yeah.
Well, I was a bit of a, like 16, like my dad died at 16, I was used it as a bit of an excuse to get into trouble. So 16, 17, 18, I was a bit of a scally, and I got into a few fights around Knutsford and that. And I had one scrap, got arrested for it and stuff, charged, didn't tell the club, kept it quiet. Had another one this time. They're like, right, we're gonna have to do something about this. This is your second one, and if you got arrested for it again, charged, got a fine. But I'd not told Stockport the whole time. Just a young lad trying to keep to myself. And this time, they put me on a curfew, 9 o'clock. So unless my solicitor at the time was like, but he's a footballer, he'll have like games
on a Tuesday night.
So they were like, unless involved with Stockport County, you have to be in before 9 o'clock. So I'd be in the pub with my mates at 5 to 9 and then sprinting across the moor and but I kept it all quiet. Obviously I had to tell them about the curfew one, so all the older lads, Mike Flynn and all that, were calling me Cinderella because I had to be in by 9 any nights out. I had to disappear at 9, and then while I was on that, got in another fight. So this time they put me in a bail hostel in Ellesmere Port. So I had to be in this bail hostel in Ellesmere Port between 11 PM and 6 AM, residing there every morning. I was still like YTS at this stage, so I was getting a train from like Ellesmere Port to Chester and back, trying to get into Stockport to do my YTS jobs for like 9 AM. So I was leaving at 5:30 in the morning.
Is it still under wraps?
Still under wraps. Not told anyone. Like, so I might be wrong with the curfew. Might have been after the bail hostel, to be fair, because when it got to the curfew, I had to tell them. But it was only for about a week in the bail hostel. But I was in there with all these like druggies and like nutters, and I was playing pool with them. Like, and they're all asking me, oh, you're a footballer, mate? Yeah, and I could just see they were all wrong uns. And then I was playing pool with this lad, and they all ran in and just took the pool balls off the table and started putting them in socks and ran out to have a fight with another bail hostel around the corner or something. I was just like stood there thinking, need to get out of here, need to sort my head out kind of thing. And did do. I was only in there. I was only in there 10 days, but
I was just about to put that black.
I was in there 10 days, but it woke me up, and I thought, what am I doing? And like, my dad had passed away, and I'd gone on a bit of a downward spiral, and then because there'd been an accumulation of free fights, I actually got community service for it, but still kept it quiet. And then Gary Megson, we were all stretching in the circle after the warm-up, and Gary Megson walked round and he went, Tony Ellis, you're a Salford lad, rough lad and that. You ever had any community service? And I just looked thinking, fuck, he knows. And then Tony Ellis has gone, thinking, why is he coming for me? It's like, no, what are you on about, Gaffer? He's like, oh no, just wondering. Chrissy Byrne, you're from Moss Side, you're a rough lad, like, you had any community service? And I'm just like sinking into the ground thinking, oh my God. And then he just went, because one of our young lads has had 3 fights, been in a bail hostel, been on a curfew, decided not to tell his football club he pays his wages. He's like, come and see me after training. So for the whole training session, I was a nervous wreck, just like, oh my God, he's going to kill me. But to be fair to him, he got me in. He's like, why have you kept all this to yourself? You should have told us straight away. We could have helped you. Yeah. So after that, he got me in. He got me staying in an hotel on home games and just making sure. And I was, to be fair, I was fine. It taught me a lesson having that close things happen to me. I was like, what am I doing? Like, and so he was good with me in that respect. But yeah, that kind of woke me up. But he was good with me. Gave me my first year pro and contracts and got me in the first team at an early age. And yeah, I liked him, but he was scary. Like,
I think he's half looking after the club. You know, he's saying giving you a 4-year pro.
Yeah.
He'll have known that Southampton maybe would have come in for you.
Yeah.
So get him on a 4-year contract, and that means they'll have to pay more for you anyway.
Exactly. Yeah.
But fair play. I mean, obviously we had dying. Understandable, and I can imagine from his point of view, he probably understood why you were going through or having all these scraps and everything. I think if it had just been someone who who were just a wrong one in general, maybe the club might have thought, nah, we better off just getting this fucker out of the club.
No, he was good. He met with my mum and stuff, and like, had a chat, and no, he was good. And after that, I think when he left, I think they gave the job to like Andy Kilner, who's just an under-16s manager from the academy. He come in, he wasn't bad, to be fair, played me, and it was a good Stockport team back then. I think we finished 8th in the championship that season with Gary Megson, and when you look where they are now,
it's mad. I forget that how good they were doing.
How they good. Yeah.
So before we go any further, did you win the 3 fights or?
Obviously. But no, when I look back to them days, and there was a lot of older pros at the time, like Colin Woodthorpe, he's just been assistant manager at Fylde with Dave Challoner, who've just been sacked, to be fair. But Cole was really good with me, like talking to, because I hadn't had a good upbringing, to be fair. My dad was in and out of prison and stuff, and my mum liked to drink and stuff. But I learnt from football how to be, really. Football taught me how to behave, how to speak to people. Do you know what I mean? And I managed to get my kind of upbringing through football, through being at Stockport for them 8 years, and it taught me how to go on after that, really.
As a person as well as a footballer.
And I reckon I got most of my values and stuff from people in football, and that's kind of, I know it's the old cliche that football saved me, but it probably did, looking back at it now. But
and Gary Megson's probably looked at your situation at the time as well, and taken that action accordingly to the situation.
It helps if you're good as well.
Oh yeah, I imagine.
You know what I mean? Yeah. If it was somebody who was shit, Gary Megson might have just thought, well, I'll tell you what, it's probably not worth the hassle. Same as what people say before, when people stop shouting at you, that's when you know that they don't care. And you've fucking spunked your load.
True. Yeah.
But then you'd like to think you'd do it on a human level as well, though, if you're struggling getting into fights as well, no matter how good you are.
You'd be surprised, mate.
On a human level, you're not going to give somebody a 4-year contract.
No. But
that's fucking taking X amount of your budget.
Yeah. You mean take time to help them?
Yeah, take time to help out and put you in the hotel and whatnot. Who else were there at that time?
I had Carlton Palmer coming after that as manager.
Did you go to Norway though? Before
I went to Norway. I went on loan. That was when Andy Kilner was in charge. So broke my toe towards the end of the season. As I got back fit, come back on the last game of the season, scored 2 against Forest, but then the season finished just as I was like up and round to go.
So you couldn't get into your pace, get your fitness up.
And Stockport wanted to sign the Finnish captain at the time, Jarkko Viss. And to get him, this club had asked for 2 of us to go on loan for 3 months to make the fee a bit cheaper. So me and Kent Bergerson, who played for Norway, who was now at Stockport, went back on loan to Norway for 3 months during the summer. So I arrived at Oslo Airport with Kent, and he'd played for Norway and stuff, so it was all like paparazzi and I was just like this little scally with a little and it was all like, and it was like Kent returns and all this in the papers, and I lived with Kent for like the first month in Oslo. And he was a bit of a looker, and that the boys used to call him Brian Adams and all that. And I was living in his apartment, and he just had like girls around all the time taking me out in Oslo, and I was just like, wow.
What age were you here?
I was only just turned 20, so he was old.
Living the dream. Don't get much fucking better.
He was
you got a friend?
Yeah, he was 33 at the time, so he was like showing me the ropes, and like I don't think Moss FK, the team were called, they were keen to get me closer to Moss because it was like an hour's drive and get me settled in an apartment there. And after about 3-4 weeks, they did, which was probably the right decision. But it was mad, like in Norway, like the lads, there was double sessions every day. I think I thought the standard was going to be easy. I thought I'd go over there, I'll be a piece of piss this, but the standard was actually unreal, and double sessions every day. But they did love a drink. Like I think we were out 4 or 5 times a week, and I came back that season.
More than Stockport.
Yeah. And more, the drinking culture over there was mental. And I came back that season.
An alcoholic?
I came back in the September. They called me back a month early. I think we had injuries or something. So I came back and got straight in the team in the champ. And I ended up getting like top goal scorer, players player and player of the year that season. And everyone was like, yeah, it was that spell in Norway did him good. And I was thinking, I was fucking out every night. It was nothing to do with that. But it was just meant, it was a great experience for a young lad. But and then to come back to Stockport there, that was under Andy Kilner, and we done really well. But Carlton Palmer was...
That was chaos then, wasn't it?
Yeah, but he was the funniest guy. Like, he just should have been one of the lads, not the manager, because he was actually not bad, but we'd win 2 games on the bounce, and then he'd watch Brazil play some formation or something. He'd come in and go, I watched Brazil last night, we're going to do this, and he'd change everything. And we're like, just keep it the same, Gaffer. But he got too excited. But
were he player manager?
He was player manager.
Did he play himself?
And he was banned from driving for drinking. So we had a guy bringing him in a Bentley every day. He stunk of booze every day, but he was at the front of the running because he was fit as, wasn't he? Yeah. And he was losing his legs a bit, and that's what he was known for when he was running.
Like an heron taking off, weren't he? But that's how I describe it. A heron taking off, just whoop, whoop.
Yeah, and he was class. Like his comments, like the big time banter, like it was so. Like I remember one of the first meetings when we lost a couple of games, and he come and he went, "Fucking hell, what are you fuckers on? 1-2 grand a week? Lost more room for the bus." He said it to the bus, and I was thinking, this is the Gaffer like saying this. And he's like, he's after training one day, like Stockport's training ground wasn't the best, and so a few of us got in the car after training in our training kit, and we were just going to go to the local gym that were allowed in for a jacuzzi and a steam, and that's young lads. Yeah. And he's seen 3 or 4 of us getting in this car still in our training kit, so it's a Gaffer, and he's thinking, what are they up to? So he's like, oi, what are you fuckers up to? I said, we're just going to the gym, Gaffer, for a jacuzzi. And he goes, you going gym for a jacuzzi? You not got one in your house? He's like, I thought he come standard these days. He always had that banter, and he'd had the lads in stitches all the time. I remember 442 magazine done an interview with him, and he said, what would you do if you won £1 million? And they asked the same questions to different managers every week, and most managers say, put it towards my budget and try and sign Michael Owen or something like that. And he just said straight back to the interview, put it in the bank with the other 3. He had this banter all the time. Which
thing is, you can't, like, as a manager, you can't really probably be like that, can you? No. You know, I mean, if it's one of the lads, fair enough. But when it's the manager, he's doing it all.
Do you think he struggled for separate?
Yeah, because he was player manager as well, you see, so he still was in the changing room with the boys. And I remember Kev Richardson, who was at Arsenal with a big tash, and that he was his assistant, and he was watching training one day, and I think it was like 3-3 or something, and Rico shouted, right, next goal wins. His young Irish striker up against the Gaffer, I can't palm at the time, John Daly, and he kind of turned the Gaffer inside out and scored the winning goal. So then Rico blew the whistle, stop, everyone's stretching, and Rico walked past and goes, fucking hell, Gaffer, you got turned inside out by young John there, didn't you? He goes, yeah, I did, Rico, but I didn't in the new count when I'm out Ronaldo at the game. He had an answer for everything. I loved him. All the boys loved him, but it was never going to work. It was just the fans. He'd play centre back and he'd be trying Cruyff to the edge of his own box, and the fans got on him a lot, and it was just never going to work. But the little things, little comments, I'll always remember. And when I still meet up with some of the Stockport boys, we just laugh about him. Like we'd be doing finishing. He'd kick the ground, fall over the ball, and all the boys are laughing, going, fucking hell, Gaffer. And he'd go, fuck off, I've kicked bigger divots out of Wembley. Because he'd played for England so many times, and he had an answer for everything, but he was class.
He's still at it now, by the way. You got him on Twitter?
No.
He's always aware with it. He wears these ridiculous gear with like loud socks and Christian Louboutin trainers and all that, sipping a porn star martini.
Sounds like
he's about 50-year-old man.
He loved the designer making stuff. Like, he took us to Dublin off his head. He loved Dublin, just loved Guinness, and he said the Irish birds loved him and all this. And I remember all the directors were with us and the chairman, and as the plane landed and we're still on the tarmac, still landing, he stood up and just turned around to the boys and went, showtime. And the plane and all the aerostesses were telling him to sit down, and he was like, last one in the bar, a Guinness in their hand, and he loved it. But when the bags were coming round on the conveyor belt in the airport, I'd just got some scruffy bag out of my mum's loft, all dusty and that, just to pack something to go away with. And as the bags were coming round, he was just stood next to me really quiet, had this Brummie accent, didn't he? And I just walked up to get this bag, and he goes, Albie, I can't believe they sent that before my Louis. I like about his Louis Vuitton, you know what I mean? And he was always on the lads with his big time banter, but he was class. I loved him, and the result, like I say, the fans got on him, and I think Brendan Elwood, the chairman at the time, was his neighbour in Sheffield, so he'd probably walk in the dog, getting into Brendan. God, give me a go, I'll do a good job for you. I think Brendan Elwood was in the middle of thinking about selling the club. He ended up selling it to Sale Sharks in the end, but I think he just gave him a go at it, and
didn't work out.
It didn't really work out, but it was great memories for the boys.
It sounds like some guy, doesn't it? Yeah. Some guy.
He was class.
He lives over there, doesn't he? He lives, I don't know where, some Far East or something. I wonder if he fancies coming on.
Yeah,
we'll have to go to him.
He'd be good. I remember when I was at Palace, Mark Bright's there as like an ambassador, and he played with him at Chef Wednesday, and he said he was the same as a player. He said they had a good Tuesday club there with like Chris Waddle, Mark Bright, Carlton Palmer, and he said they were the same. Carlton Palmer would always be in charge of sorting the nightclubs on a Tuesday and stuff, and they'd get out of these taxis, and a few of the boys were a bit wary about bowling up to the bouncers, so they'd wait for Carlton's taxi to arrive and let him do it. So as Carlton Palmer walked all the Chef Wednesday boys to the front of the queue, so all these like punters in the queue like waiting. Oi, Carlton Palmer, where the fuck you think you're going? Like this lad shouts to him. Mark Bright said, Palmer just turned around and went, somewhere you're not, son, the VIP. He carried on walking, and he must have just been like that as a player as well. But he took
somewhere you're not.
He took that into his management, and he was one of the boys. I liked him. He was class.
Relegation with him though, like 11 games straight without a win.
Yeah.
So you're gonna be getting some stick, aren't you? No matter how much swagger you've got.
Yeah, and he decided to just give people a go who were like probably not the best talented, but they were working hard for this. I remember I'd had a backup at the time, so I missed the second half of the season, but he was giving lads a go who deserved it, to be fair, and he went down with a fight. But yeah, the relegation that season ended up.
Did you leave straight after relegation? Or
no, Sammy McElroy took over then, and then I think it was he took over towards the end of that season, Sammy McElroy, and then it was the pre-season of the next pre-season I ended up going to Hull. Carlton Palmer had brought Colin Murphy in with him.
What a guy. What a fuck. Good boy, eh? Yeah. Fuck me, eh?
He's getting a couple of mentions.
Good boy.
He was a legend, to be fair. He'd caught Harry, I think Howard Wilkinson had advised Carlton Palmer to bring someone in like Colin Murphy, so there was a bit of a difference, but he didn't listen to Murphy. Carlton Palmer just was how he just said it was, and Murph just kind of was just shaking his head all the time, like, what have I come into here? So he ended up going to Hull with Peter Taylor. And to be fair, Murph had remembered me from Stockport and got into Peter Taylor to sign me, so it was down to Murph that I ended up getting the move to Hull.
What year will that have been then?
So 2004 I went to Hull. So I was at Stockport 96, including my YTS, to 2004, and then I've gone to Hull. So they'd just come up from League Two, Hull.
Right.
I signed at the same time as Nick Barnby, Johnny Walters, them boys. And
so what year were you at Hull?
Might have been, because I wasn't there. 2006 maybe.
Right.
How long were you there?
I only stayed a season, and then I went into. I had 2 years, but I only stayed a year. I ended up moving to MK. We got promoted that year to the champ.
Yeah.
I think I only started about 12, 13 games, but he said, like Peter Taylor said to me, listen, Albie, you can stay and fight for your place. But we had, like I say, we had Stuart Elliott scored a lot of goals that year from the wing.
He used to shoot from anywhere, didn't he?
He used to piss me off, mate. Because I signed the year after. I signed the year that they were. I signed the January as had gone up.
Right.
The year before.
Okay.
So yeah, Stuart, it used to fucking piss me off. He used to shoot like ridiculous angles and also, but they used to go in somehow.
Yeah. Well, they went in League One, didn't they? But didn't he struggle a bit in the Championship?
A little bit,
wasn't as
that season in League One, he scored unbelievable amounts.
Yeah.
But I think he still scored a few the next year, but not as. But he was him, Delroy Facey, Johnny Walters, Nick Barnby, me, Ben Burgess, and Danny Alsop, the Australian lad. And I just thought, I need to be. Peter Taylor said you need to be playing. You're like 25 and MK. What? And I just thought I'll make the transition and go to MK. But I loved it at Hull. It was class. And Murph was.
What a guy.
I remember when I signed, I walked into the bar, met him at Five Lakes. Did you ever go there for pre-season down in Essex? And I walked in. I hadn't met any of the Hull players. And Murph stood up. They obviously knew me from Stockport. They were all drinking. I'd gone and met them on a night out, which is probably the best thing to do in it with the lads, because you just get that edge straight away. And Murph stood up and he said, Albie, since I've known you, you've been a fucking drunk and a fucking weirdo. You'll fit in well with these lot. That's how he introduced me into the group. And then all the boy, I just got past a pint and we had a night out, and then I was like one of the boys. But he was class, Murph.
Funny guy. And he didn't really do that much, really. He was just like there for entertainment and stuff.
Butts was it Butts that was there? That was Taylor's assistant.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I don't know what Murph did. What was
Fuck
his
all,
job?
mate. Fuck all.
He used to come in and go, Albie, 2 birds in a tree. One gets shot. What's the other one do? I was like, don't know, man. It fucks off, doesn't it? He don't hang about, it fucks off. And he'd just have these stupid jokes. What's the difference between $4,000 a week and $12,000 a week? Fucking that, Albie. Fucking that. And he'd just, this stupid little boy, that Hannibal Lecter type character.
Fuck me, eh?
Fuck me, eh? And but he was a class guy on top football, man.
We went to Portugal, I think it were mid-season, and it was his birthday. So he's come in these Have I spoke about this?
Aye.
Yeah, but we'll put it in anyway. You can cut it out. And he's come in some yellow Rupert Bear trousers, a fluorescent yellow top, and a pink like jumper tied around his neck. You know, Alan Partridge-esque?
Yeah.
Like that one.
Yeah?
Tickle us that.
Yeah? Anyway, he's got absolutely fucking paralytic, and he's gone, we had to be back for 1 o'clock, I think, so we got in probably 10 past, quarter past, and Merce at the bar with Phil Brown and whatever, and he's gone for a piss. And he's come back, and he's obviously forgot to take his cock out, and he's just pissed all the way down these yellow Rupert bed trousers, with his brown loafers on. They were like, I think it's time for bed, Colt. And he just fucking stumbled off to bed. What a guy.
Yeah. He's quality.
Who were at MK? Were it Danny Wilson?
Danny Wilson, yeah. Danny Wilson signed me there. Didn't even play me, to be fair.
What were you like with Sherman? Did you sit
Pete
down with him?
Winkelman. Yeah. I love Pete
spoke
Winkelman.
about him being a bit.
Yeah, he's a bit
eccentric.
bit like, seems a bit weird and eccentric when you meet him, but he's proper nice guy. Like, probably a bit too nice, to be fair.
I think, wasn't he one of the only people that Leon spoke well about, by the way?
Yeah, Leon Knight. Yeah, I was there with Natty as well. So yeah.
What was he like to play with?
Natty's crackers. You just hear his laugh from when you walked in. You just hear him laughing at something, and he's like a lovable rogue, and he's off his head. I've heard him speak about the MK days when he was there and that, and he's telling one side of the story a little bit. Like, but, but he's a good lad. Nah, I've got him on Snapchat, and his crackers on there as well. But
I don't really want to speak too much about him because he might start fucking attacking you again. But I don't know if I could have been in his dressing room.
No,
I think it just fucking wound us up too much.
Like he said, like he used to get like Keith Andrews. He used to get annoyed with him, and Keith was the captain and that. But if you take him with a pinch of salt, he's all right.
Yeah.
But
they seem like two opposite characters.
Yeah, they are.
Keith Andrews.
Yeah. And it was a good mix we had at MK, to be fair. But yeah, he's crackers. Like, he's a funny guy.
Would Anthony Kay be there then?
No, he come after me. So, yeah.
Who else were there?
So I had a few managers there, because I had like Danny Wilson, Martin Allen, Paul Ince, Di Matteo. So I had a few different managers. Martin Allen, absolutely crackers. I don't know if you've ever come across him.
I've heard stories
Mad
about
Dog,
him.
they call him, but he was just. I loved Martin Allen. Don't get me wrong. He was a good manager, and he'd play this character like he was crackers, but he was wise with what he did. And I remember when it was the first round of the FA Cup, we had Stalybridge Celtic away, and he got all the staff over to this part of the training ground, all the youth team players, all the masseurs, the youth team manager, everyone over, all the playing squad, and we stood. And it was this hedge opposite us, and it was about 20 foot wide and about 20 foot high. And he said, lads, sometimes the first round of the FA Cup, you need to take a few bumps and scrapes to get through it. So who's with me tomorrow? And all the boys were like, yeah, with you, Gaffer. And he goes, who's with me then? We're like, yeah, with you. And he went, well, fucking let's get through it then. And he just ran at this hedge as fast as he could. Dived in head first, didn't even make an imprint in it. It was 20 foot wide, and then he started scrambling his way through, and we were all looking at each other, and then it took him about 2.5 minutes to get through the hedge. And then we couldn't see where he'd gone because it was so light as well, so he ran all the way back around the other side. He'd come around, his face was full of blood, like, dripping with blood, scratches. He went, come on then, all of you. So everyone had skins on, and that started pulling it down, finding little routes for his hedge, and everyone had to get through the hedge. He won the next day.
The day before the game?
The day before the FA Cup first round. But he'd do mad stuff like that, and he I've loads of stories on Martin Allen, and he was good value, but he come in after a game once, and we'd been beat 2-0, and we're all sat there, and everyone's just a bit down, and he come in and he goes, oh, fucking look at you all feeling sorry for yourself, aren't you? You're all feeling sorry for yourself? He goes, looks out the side, whistles his dog in. So his dog runs in, limps in. He's got a bandage down one leg, patch over its eye. If anyone's feeling fucking sorry for himself, should be Monty. Had a leg and eye operation yesterday, and look at her. She's full of beans, but you fuckers are sat there feeling sorry for yourself because of a football game. Fucking get showered, and he'd just do stuff like that. And then he's trying not to laugh because you've just been beaten that, but he'd have another time, 2-0 down at half time. There was this wine gum in the toilet, And it'd been there 3 months. This wine gum, every flush wouldn't go. Just get everyone. I've seen that wine gum in the toilet. Oh, it's disgusting. Lads would be shitting in there. There's skid marks around this wine gum. Anyway, 2-0 down at half time. Come in. He said, "Lads, you shouldn't be 2-0 down. You know you're playing well. And I tell you something. You come back in this game, I'll eat the wine gum. You know which one I'm talking about. I'll eat the wine gum." So we're all like 2-0 down again, thinking, can we crack a smile if he's making jokes? Anyway, come back. I think we won 4-2 or 3-2. Walked in, we're all waiting, like, think he'll do it, He just disappeared into the toilet. We heard a bit of splashing about, come out like that. What colour was it? Well, it was green, but we were like, anyone else would say that, they're just blagging, they've
took a wine gum in their pocket.
Yeah, I don't know with him, I think he could have done it. Because he said he'll do it. I think he could have done it. Only him. Anyone else would say no. They've took another green one, but he did stuff.
If it was an orange one, I'd have left it. Green, red or black, I'd have done it.
But yeah, he did stuff like that. I mean, he used to do quite an annoying thing on an away game. He'd make us like on the morning of a game, you just want to chill, don't you? And he'd make us go out to a field nearby and do set pieces on the morning of a game.
Oh,
no one liked doing it. And one day the bus broke down, so we couldn't. So the boys are buzzing. He goes, we're still doing it. So he just walked us out the hotel. It was like on a bypass, so there was these big roundabouts with a load of grass in the middle and a few trees. So he got us all in the middle of this roundabout, doing imaginary set without a ball, doing set pieces. So we'd have someone. I had Lloyd Dyer out, and so all these cars are going on the roundabout. And Lloyd Dyer's pretending to whip a ball in, and he's having a go at me and Sean. I'm going, attack it then. We're like, it's fucking no ball.
Fucking buzzing way, Gaffer.
We're all having to run and pretend to head, and the cars are going past, thinking, what the fuck? And he'd do stuff like that. Another time on a Saturday morning, he took us to this field where we were meant to be doing it, and there was an under 10s game going on. There was a park, there was bins and stuff, and this like a proper park. And he go, right, that's what we're going to do today. So we sent 3 lads over to the under 10s game. Said, you're going to go do a bit of scouting over there. He's like, you 4 are going to go on the swings and slides over there. You 4 are going to go and collect litter, put it in that bin. And he sent us off doing it, and like, so 4 lads are walking up to this under 10 game, like watching this under 10 game. All the mums and dads are like, nudge, hey, a few scouts there. And like, just lads being told they've got to go and watch these under 10 games for 10 minutes. And he just doing mad stuff. But when he first took over, he did loads of things to try and break the lads and like have you up at 6-7 in the morning jumping freezing cold pools. Took us to like Devon pre-season, wouldn't take us abroad, and tried to break the lads pre-season. But then the ones who got through it, he made you feel
many
many
fall by the wayside.
A few I think a few who were Danny Wilson's main men. He tried to break them as if to say, I don't think you're gonna have it easy under me. But no, everyone bought into what he was about. He'd do mad stuff, like on a Friday night in the hotel, he'd take you in one of the function rooms and there'd be a wooden dance floor, cut out for when they have weddings and stuff. And he'd be like, the pitch is like a dance floor, lads. When you get on it, you've got to show me bits. So we'd make everyone get on this dance floor and do a dance. All the French lads and that. Oh, no.
And any dance?
Yeah, you just had to get on for 30 seconds and do a dance on your own. No, a proper dance.
On your own?
Are you one of them on a night out who stands at the bar leaning, just sipping your pint, or do you get on the dance floor and get involved? I want to see what type of player you are, because it's the same thing. Come on, show me a dance. And
what did you go for?
I think I tried to do a moonwalk, but I couldn't do it. lads are doing a caterpillar, just doing anything. But he was mental, but he was good at like making you feel all together, and just like, because he made you do daft stuff like that. He was class. He used to play this song every morning on this pre-season trip in Devon. You'd get on and it was like a 70s or 80s song, can't remember which one it was, and every morning he'd play and the lads are like knackered, fucking playing this song again, fuming. Anyway, 7 years later, I was out with the missus in Manchester. It was about 2-3 in the morning. This song come on, just thought of Martin Allen straight away. I was a bit pissed and I thought, fuck, I'm ringing him. It was like 3-4 in the morning. So I rang him. And I think I left a message, Gaffer, it's the tune from Devon and all that, like singing on the phone. And when I woke up in the morning, I was like to the missus, fucking hell, what have I done? She's like, you need to apologise. You can't be ringing one of your gaffers at 4 in the morning. So I've texted him and I've gone, Gaffer, sorry for the phone call last night and the voicemail. I said, just got a bit giddy because our tune come on from Devon. He goes, you didn't wake me up, son. I was on the dance floor. You can phone me anytime you want. And he was just like, so he was a class guy, and I love Martin Allen. Like, he was top.
I like him already.
I don't think I've ever heard anybody speak bad of him.
No. Get him on the list.
Get him on the list.
He is
9.
Yeah, he's class, and one of the best I've had at making me feel like. I think he was the one who made me think. Yeah, I'm like, I'm a good player. Like, he made me feel like 10 feet tall and made me confident and stuff. And
so when you signed at MK, then how long had they been up and running?
So they were still in the hockey stadium when I went, and they were making the transition to go to Stadium MK, and it was going to be a big thing, and they were trying to, obviously, Dean Lewinson had been there from when they were Wimbledon, so I think it had probably been about 2 years.
He's fucking still there, isn't he?
Yeah,
played
he
last
must
week
be fucking
against
109 that goal.
Yeah, 35 years now, Louis, but he's been there since a kid, and I think they'd been MK for 2 years, and I joined, and then we made the transition to Stadium MK and all that. And
is that when Paul Ince came?
Yeah, so Paul Ince took over. I know Narty's hammered his breath and that, and
on his notes, I had a quick skim. It just said Paul Ince underneath breath question mark.
To be fair, I'm going to stick up for him. I never smelt that he had that breath. No, I fell out with Ince once because
that's not Leon of exaggerating, is it? No, surely not.
Careful, mate.
Yeah, you'll be getting pelters again.
I fell out with Ince once. We got to the JPT final at Wembley. Never played at Wembley, so I was buzzing for it. And I was like playing every game that season. I think I'd scored 3 and 3 going into the Wembley game. So you expect to play, don't you? Anyway, Carl Robinson was his assistant, and Kev Gallen was playing for us. And Kev Gallen was Carl Robinson's mate, like good mates. So I just got a feeling that week we went down to train like somewhere on the way to Wembley. We were there from the Thursday. The game was Sunday. And the gaffer couldn't look at me, and I was walking past him.
Oh, you know, don't you?
And I was thinking,
fuck it, you know.
And I was saying to Keith, because I room with Keith Andrew, I'm saying to Keith, I said, I've got a feeling they're not going to start me on Sunday, this game. And Keith's like, don't be daft, lad. You've played every game. You're our top goal scorer. You're going to play. You wouldn't do that. So I'm like, right, okay. Anyway, got to the day, and he just left Ray Matthias in the dressing room. Him and Carl stayed out the way.
Who was Matthias?
Ray Matthias was another coach as well, yeah. I think he's working for the FA now, scouting and stuff, but he come in and just named the team, and he was looking at me a bit like, and Mark Wright, another lad who played on the wing, he'd scored 11 that season, so me and him were the top 2 goal scorers, left us out, and we were playing Grimsby, no disrespect, we'd beat Grimsby twice already that season. He knew we were going to win, so it just came down to a bit of sentiment, and he played Kev Gallen, so I've gone out to warm up. Again, had a lot of family spread around, and they're all like that, like, why are you not playing? I was just lashing balls about, I was fuming, and he only stuck me on for 13 minutes. And afterwards, we had a big party back at Stadium MK, and it was all free bar, and everyone's family were welcome, and everyone was taking the missus over to introduce him to the gaffer, and I just pied him all night. I was fuming at him still. We'd won 2-0. Keith Andrews, Sean O'Hanlon scored, but he only brought me on for 13 minutes. That's what I was annoyed at as well. Could have given me half an hour as like top goal scorer that season.
Did he not say anything?
Didn't say anything.
See, that's a shitbag thing to not even name the team till the Sunday. You know what I mean? You
not do it yourself.
Yeah. I was just, and because at the time I'm thinking it could be the only time I play at Wembley. Do you know what I mean? And I deserved to play. So anyway, I didn't take my missus over to meet him or my mum. I just left him, and then about 2 o'clock in the morning, he had a few beers, and he walked past me. He was leaving with his missus and Tom Ince, his son at the time was about 15, and he walked past the back of me. I just didn't even look at him, and he said, "You're Albie. Get ready for Friday, yeah, big game." We had Lincoln away on the Friday night, so he was like letting me know I was going to be back in the team. I was just like, yeah, cheers, like, do you know what I mean? And then I didn't sulk. I ended up scoring another 3 and 3 either side of Wembley, so I scored like 6 and 6 either side of Wembley. But it did me. I didn't do that.
That'd have fucked me up.
And it was funny because he ended up speaking to me about it, saying, managers have to make these decisions. It's not easy and all this. But I was just annoyed at him for that. We ended up winning the league and all that, so.
But I imagine it's different though. Yeah, you have to make them decisions, but at least it's all about that communication again.
Yeah.
I imagine you'd have been a lot better about it if you'd have just said, "Listen, for this game, I feel like we need to do this."
It's a shitbag way, mate, isn't it?
But he's saying it was a sentimental thing with Gallen. Is that? Do you mean because at the end of his career, one last swan song and all that?
Yeah.
So he knows himself.
Had Kev played there before or not?
Probably had to. I'm not sure. But Kev, he wasn't really fit. Kev, he hadn't played for 3 months. Didn't do much in the game. I was just a bit like, you'd kill me there. But it was funny because I got me up like 6 years later. I'm at Palace with Tom Ince. So now I'm playing with Ince's son. And there was rumours of Tom Ince going into Milan at the time. I don't know if you remember. And so he kind of came to Palace in the Prem for 6 months from the January to the season. And in Tom Ince's and his dad's eyes, obviously, he wanted to come use Palace as a stepping stone for 6 months to go on to bigger things. So I remember Tony Pulis used to take the whole 25-man squad to like Newcastle away, so you'd have 7 lads with head loss just sat in the stand.
He didn't give a fuck, did he?
He didn't care.
He
didn't care however much boys moaned about it. But I remember me and Tom Ince had been left out. There was me, Tom Ince, Barry Bannon, Jerome Thomas, and I'm sat with Tom Ince in the dugout at Newcastle, and his dad's ringing him. Why the fuck aren't you playing? Fucking hell, it's a joke, that one. And I can hear Ince going on. So I've let it go for a bit, and Tom's like, yeah, I don't know, Dad, like, but... So I've gone, let me speak to him. So he's got Tom into gone, oh, Albie wants to speak to you, Dad. So I've gone on the phone. Right, and he goes, Albie, fucking joke, how's Tom not playing? Not even on the bench, it's fucking joke. I've said, Gaffer, it's like what you did to me at Wembley, innit? Managers have to make these decisions. Oh, fuck off, I'll be still holding that one against me. But I got a little dig back about it. But we were all right, and he was good insight, to be fair. Like when he came in, we were in League Two, and we had a good team in, like, for League Two with Keith Andrews and everyone, like we say. But
Keith was a good player. I mean, Keith left Hull when I were at Hull because he were in the Fat Club.
Right, yeah.
So Keith was the front of all the running. But his fat count was fucking 3% more than, or 2% more than what it should be. So every morning we're 6 o'clock, we're doing a fucking hour's plod, and Keith's just raging. He's left the Championship to League, as you said, League Two. Just said to Phil Parkinson, "Fuck you, I'm off."
Yeah,
I'm at the front of all the running. Yeah. I'm at the front of all the running, but you're making me do fat runs because I'm 2% over what I should be, even though I'm at the front of the rest of the running. Yeah. And that Keith just went, fuck it, I'm off.
And probably the best thing he did, because he ended up going to Blackburn and that.
And he ended up shredding after that, so he probably took it on board. But yeah, he did well to take a step down and then go back up again. And he got in the Ireland team and all that.
Yeah, a funny shaped body and all, and his ribs, the funny shaped ribs.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Angry man Keith as well.
He's got a funny
shaped ribs.
Funny, like so
he's not happy unless they're covered in barbecue sauce.
Oh, fucking hell, alright, he just got a massive rib cage, and he just got an horrible body. You know what I mean? And that's probably rich coming from me, like, but.
But going back to Martin Allen, one more story, because it's got to be told, this one. He sorted out a Christmas do with all the girlfriends invited, and it had to be fancy dress. And I think he told everyone to come on, the girls, everything got orders what to come on to this fancy dress, and turned up at this Italian restaurant, and he stood outside. I think he was dressed as like a monk or something. He was mad, like welcoming everyone in, and he was just crackers, and all the girls were like, wow, because he just seemed mental. So we got into this Italian restaurant, and in the middle of all these tables of 10, there's about 6 tables of 10, including all the staff and that, and it was these like hard type polystyrene paper mache balls, just bowls of them in the middle of the table, and no one knew what they were for. Everyone was like, what the fuck are they for? Like, and then Gaffer stood up, Martin Allen, to do a speech, and he kind of said, right, you might have seen the balls in the middle of the table, just something to break the ice. All right. And everyone was like, what do you mean? And he just started launching them at all the tables. He goes, go on. He called the Mario, the Italian, on there. Turn the lights off then. So everyone was just, the lights went off, you could just make out, and people would just have it, and they were hard, like they were hurt. And the girls are there, they're bouncing off, all the girls are like, and it went on for about 3-4 minutes in the dark, and then the lights come back on. And Isle McLeod's missus is holding her head, and there's a bit of blood in that, and she's crying, and she was a bit mouthy, Isle's Mrs. Laura, a bit opinionated, no one really liked her at the time. And someone had threw a fucking salt and pepper shake at her. Someone must have thought here's my chance.
Free shot.
So he's gone from thinking it'll be an icebreaker, one of the girls is bleeding. Head breaker, yeah. But they were hard enough, these, but I don't know where he'd got them from.
It was probably Isle who thought, fuck it, I'm getting this in, away from a yard.
But looking back at it, I think the Italian man, I think he'd been told there was going to be, but when the lights come back on, he didn't like it, like it had gone out of control. Things were getting smashed, and he was trying to calm everyone down, but he just, Martin Allen, just even though the girls were there, he was just like getting everyone involved, and it was
his missus there as well?
Yeah.
So I wonder what she's thinking. Yeah.
But she's
one of the best ever.
All the girls are probably like, this is my chance,
when
I can get it out.
Everyone's seen Laura crying and was like, here she goes again, what sort of an now kind of thing. And then when she moved out, a big lump and blood, is like, oh God, who threw this? Salt and pepper shaker.
Who threw this?
No, it was class. Jesus.
Yeah. All right, so that lead up to Wembley, you scored an hat-trick. There were 2 hat-tricks in game.
Yeah.
5-3.
Cheltenham, yeah.
Who got ball?
I got the, well...
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
So you scored an hat-trick.
Right.
Is it Damien Spencer?
The opposition player got an hat-trick as well.
I think we both got one, because you know what it's like.
They swap.
There's multiple.
Yeah. You don't know what it's like, do you?
So.
No. You don't know what
it's like. It happened the other day though, didn't it?
Yeah.
Leicester.
Yeah.
Right.
You got any hat-trick balls?
No.
If you got a ball for scoring 2, do you have any of them?
Yeah. A few of them.
Fuck off.
Be full of them.
But yeah, I think we both got one that day, to be fair. Cheltenham away, yeah. Remember that.
Was it different than when Di Matteo come in?
Yeah, so Paul Ince got the Blackburn job. To be fair, when Di Matteo came in, he had
so you're in League One here then?
League One.
So Ince has done well to get you promoted. Yeah. He's got the Blackburn job.
Yeah. And then Di Matteo's come in. And he came across a little bit, I know Keith wasn't happy with it, he came across a bit arrogant. He could come in with Eddie Newton and he'd walk in the morning, just wouldn't say morning to the boys and that, and we'd had a real together group in that League 2 team, and just coming in and not seemed a bit arrogant and stuff, to the point where Keith was like that to the chairman, this is a joke, like the staff aren't even speaking to the players, we had such a good togetherness. I think Pete Winkman had a word, and then it got a bit better.
So do you think that's just how he was, or do you think...
I don't think he was a bad person, like he was a nice guy, but like, I think...
Do you think he thought he was better than MK Dons in League 1?
I think, yeah. Me and Keith seen him, like Jude Sterling. Don't even remember Jude. He had a big long throw for MK, and I remember him having a couple of bad touches once in training, and like the gaffer and Eddie Newton were laughing to each other, and I was thinking, you can't be doing that. Nah. Like, and it just come across a bit arrogant at first, but we ended up doing really well that season, and we finished third in the league, got in the playoffs. We ended up getting beat on penalties, but he brought Undr Flow in actually.
As a player?
As a player, yeah. And I was a bit like, target man like myself. But I had a good season. I think I scored 17 that season. But he ended up getting the West Brom job off the back of that, finishing third in his first job. And I was a bit disappointed that he never rang any of the... But like when he left, he never rang it. Yeah, he just went. Like, and he got a good job off the back of it. It was his first job. And we done really well.
He always saw it as a stepping stone.
Yeah. But it come across a bit, but then I've read things about, like, he had a blind sister, Di Matteo, and he got a lot of inspiration off growing up with his sister who's blind. So like, I think he's been through. I don't think he is. He just came across like that.
Yeah.
But even still, the fact that he's got that West Brom job is because of what you have done.
Yeah. I thought he would have rang a few of the boys.
Just even just a fucking message saying thanks for everything you've done.
Did Ince do
all the best?
Did Ince keep
Yeah, to be fair, Ince did a meeting where he met everyone and stuff. So yeah, he did, and he was obviously he went on to a better job as well. So that team were getting these managers on. They were using it as a stepping stone, but it was working.
So was Ince a good manager? Do you know, from all the managers that you've had? Because now he can't get a job, can he now? And he done well at Macclesfield. Obviously done well at MK. Did he bomb out at Blackburn?
Yeah, I don't think he lasted 6 months.
I think when he went to Blackburn, he tried to do the same things he did at MK, whereas he should have gone a little bit different, like
different players, different egos, and all that sort of stuff.
Because I think before, if I'm right, before Paul Ince, they had Mark Hughes at Blackburn, and I think Mark Hughes is well into his sports science, and Ince is a bit old school. Like, Ince never used to turn up at MK sometimes till Thursday. Been playing golf on the pit, But I think Ince got the best out of us that year when we won League 2 because he was Paul Ince, the England captain, United, Liverpool, Inter Milan captain. So we just wanted to impress him. He didn't really have to do much because we just wanted to play and show him we were good players. And he had a good group as well. Martin Allen should have got a lot of credit really because he brought Keith Andrews and everyone in.
Foundation.
Yeah, so... I think he just kind of went to Blackburn with the same staff, and it was a bit old school, to be fair, for to make that step. I think you have got to change, and he probably tried to stay the same. But I wouldn't say he was a good motivator like he would have been as a player, but he wasn't a great manager, tactician. I didn't think so.
Just think now, because obviously now he can't even get a fucking sniff, can he?
He says some ridiculous things when he does his punditry and that, doesn't he?
He's saying. He's saying that I'm not getting a job because I'm black. For me, he's not getting a job because his last 2 or 3 jobs, it's been shit at him.
Good, yeah.
It's not. I don't think it's got anything to do with the colour of his skin. I mean, who did he go to after Blackburn?
He went to Blackpool, didn't he?
He went back to MK Dons.
He went Blackpool and Notts County. He come back to MK, and I think we drew with Oldham on a Tuesday night 0-0, and the fans booed, and he came out and said, if the fans are going to boo like that when we get a draw, I'd rather them not come to the game. And then the next morning, they had a load of season ticket holders come and try and get the season tickets back. And Peter Winkman said, you're going to have to apologise to the fans for that comment. He said, no, I'm not apologising. I was protecting the boys, which, to be fair, he was. And then they had a disagreement, so he just resigned. I think it was one of them, resigned, or you're going to go.
Be pushed.
And that's when Carl Robinson stepped in and got the job. But
I used to hate playing against MK when he was in charge.
I don't think I ever actually played against him.
Because he used to pass it. Massive pitch.
Yeah.
Horrible.
I know I never played at MK, but I don't think I ever played against him.
Anyway.
What was he like, Undr Flow? Was it a bit of a presence when he?
He was. It was really quiet, quite a shy, quiet guy, and didn't expect that. Obviously, won everything and played Chelsea and everything. And I think in the penalties that we got beat on, he was about 7th or 8th penalty taker. I was thinking Champions League, you want him to step up early. Yeah. And it got to like 5-5, 6-6, and I'm looking because I'm thinking Torre's got to be in a minute, and he was like stretching his quads off and looking a bit like a young lad'd be. And I was thinking, and he ended up missing the pen, like he hit the bar, I think. And Jason Puncheon was the other one, and you wouldn't expect them to miss the penalties, would you? In a League One kind of semi against Scunthorpe, I think it was at the time. But
he's in Cyprus now, when he Puncheon.
Yeah.
What, on holiday or playing? Or?
I think Paphos or something. Playing for Paphos.
Playing over there, yeah.
It's a nice little number, isn't it?
I always looked at him and thought he should be doing better. Silly guy.
Unbelievable player. I played with Punch 3 times, twice at MK, once at Palace, and I think he had a bad injury when he was at Palace. He was doing well at Palace, one of them couple of Prem seasons, and you're thinking, right, but then I think he had a bad injury and he just went out. He just seemed to not be involved for ages, and the next thing but Punch was a great is a great player.
Luke Chadwick there as well. We've heard a few stories about Luke Chadwick.
One of the best of all time.
Yeah.
But people will be going, he's quiet as a mouse. But
best banner ever. Yeah, so funny.
Keep trying to get him on, but anywhere out of Cambridge, he just won't.
It's hard to. He's just so dry with his humour. It's hard to tell any stories about Chadders because you have to kind of be in the room and just listen to his little comments and little one-liners. But yeah, he has got unbelievable banter, to be fair.
I can't believe we've got to quash the Ince breath rumours.
I know.
Yeah, no, I can't back that one up, to be fair.
Every time I look at him now, I'm thinking, you fucking lost it. You know what I mean?
I always feel sorry for the person he sat next to when I see him on the
telly. When the chair's an extra foot back.
I might have just never got so close because he was always trying to avoid me because he didn't want to tell me I was dropped. But, no.
Piss break.
Yeah. 5 seasons at MK Don. Did you embrace? Did you live there and enjoyed it?
Little girl was born there, started nursery in school there. Yeah, enjoyed it. It's a mad place when you first go because
it's out of the way, isn't it?
And it's all grid roads, so every road's either called a H1 or V1. It's horizontal and vertical. So it's like if you ask me where the stadium is in Milton Keynes, it's like H8 V4, something like that. And then you just drive along.
Like Battleship.
You drive along.
You're going to blow my fucking tank up here or what?
It is like battleships, but yeah, you just drive along the H8
tanks
across all the V's until you get to V4. Oh, there's a stadium.
It's a bit like America then. Like
the grid roads, and there's never any traffic. So you're just flying over the roundabout. It's good, to be fair. It's a good place, up and coming, young kind of place to live, and I enjoyed it.
It's a bit of me, that.
Yeah. Huh?
It's a bit of me.
You.
Up and coming young.
Grid reference.
Mate, you're fucking getting on, you. You need to realise you're fucking getting on.
Grow up. Is that
we
what
both
you're saying?
need to make.
Grow up.
Right? You're like other Sunday when we did Liverpool Man U.
Yeah.
So my last train's at 10:20, right? So I got into Manchester at maybe 1 o'clock. So it gets to 10 o'clock. I think I'm not ready for home. You know what I mean? I'm nearly fucking 40.
No, it was 8 o'clock. You looked at your watch and went, I'm not making that last train, am I?
If you were a late arrival though, you'd had a good 6 or 7 before he even arrived.
Yeah, so but I'm nearly 40, right? And I've texted Mrs saying, look, I'm just going to make my own way back. I'm not coming back on that train. Got in at 3:30 Monday morning. You know what I mean? I'm a dad. I'm a grown man.
How long to get over the hangover now?
Well, what is it now? It's about 10, 12 days, and I'm still feeling like fucking shit.
Honestly, right? Been in his company 3 hours today. For 2 hours 40 minutes, he's just moaned.
I'm a moaning bastard, like but yeah, you know what I mean. We need to grow up, and you're as bad as me.
I got a point
worse. There. Yeah, in fact, worse.
Fingers out.
So you kicked me out till 3:30 on a fucking Sunday night.
John's under the weather.
Enjoyed it.
Oh yeah, we enjoyed it. John's under the weather.
I heard you were on table with your shit off.
Lies.
The shirt wasn't off, but he was up there.
I had 10 minutes on table. It's always good. It's always a good end of the night when you end up in the Chinese.
Where did you go?
Well, you're on table in Chinese.
We were in Albert Schloss on the Saturday night, and then we end up in Chinatown. But John's saying 2 weeks I shouldn't be feeling like this. He's fucking drinking lager, that's why. He needs to look at his diet, man.
Fuck off, mate. But anyway, we're not getting on to that. Why we got onto that where you think are you up and young coming place and you think that's right up your
anything just anyway, back to the
hold on. Did with it being a new club in a new like self-built city, if you will, like with initially there's not a lot of fans
No.
Initially with her, and did that grow over time? Because you're there from kind of the beginning of the club, aren't you?
Yeah, I think the chairman's view was, I think the population, something like 450,000, and 250 were under the age of 18, so he wanted to give them a club to support. There was no other clubs in the area, and just let it grow and grow. And to be fair, as they obviously not helped with them going relegated up, down, but I think it's a good view that he's got. He's started having like concerts in the stadium and stuff like that, but it is growing the fan base there.
Did you feel it growing while you were there?
Yeah, definitely. And obviously we're winning the league, that brought a lot of people.
Is he a wealthy man, is he? What's his crack?
He got his money from like music and the Marshall speakers and stuff like that. He was involved in all that.
So he's a wealthy enough man to make a new club in a new city. And
yeah, I think he's probably been criticised for not having a proper go. He's always held back a little bit and not, but obviously he's trying to do it the right way, because you see a lot of clubs folding, not doing it properly. So he's obviously doing it the right way and just probably waiting for the right time to have a real go.
So basically, if you live in that city, you're a fan of MK Dons.
Yeah,
pretty much.
And he's trying to change them from going towards your Arsenal and your Chelsea, which obviously only an hour away. But I had a good relationship with the fans. I mean, one story which always tickles me. I was in Morrison's doing a bit of shopping one day, and I walked past the edge of the checkouts just on my way out.
I had you more as a Waitrose, man, I'll be honest.
No, well,
to be fair though, Morrison's do some nice shirts. He's got some nice gear in Morrison, bless him.
So
John's shops at Aldi.
Yeah. No need. So I'm walking past the back of the checkouts, and this lad's serving someone, and he's just turned and gone, Aaron Wilbraham. I've looked, he gone, legend. So I've just kind of felt a bit embarrassed, just nodded, carried on walking, gone home to the missus, like some lads just shouted at Aaron dead loud. I was a bit embarrassed and a bit like overcome by it.
A bit took aback.
Yeah. So anyway, about 4 or 5 days later, one of the lads comes in, one of the players at MK, Gareth Edds, Aussie lad. He's gone, have you seen that MK fan who works in Morrison's? He said he called you a legend last week. I said, yeah, he did. He said, yeah, he said that you said back, yeah, I know I am. I said, I fucking never said that. I was all embarrassed and quite taken back by it. Little bastard telling everyone that I've said I know I am. He goes, yeah, he was proper waffling on, saying you just turned and went, yeah, I know I am. And I was thinking, I'll have him. I need to remember what he looks like anyway.
You got that fucking Carlton Palmer, ain't you?
But that ain't me, do you know what I mean? So I was like they have to add a bit of spice on sometimes, fans, don't they, and like change it up. Anyway, a couple of months after, my missus has gone in with my little one, and my little one's got her MK Dons shirt on from Wembley. So she's getting served by this guy, and he goes, oh, MK Dons fan. So my missus she didn't want to say, oh, well, my husband play it. She's just gone, yeah, like just putting the stuff in the bag, and he's gone, oh, we have Aaron Wilbraham coming here. So she's gone, oh yeah, and he's gone, yeah, and he walked past the back of the checkouts once, and I've said to him, Aaron Wilbraham, legend, and he's gone, I know I am. And my missus gone, he didn't know, did he? And he's gone, you what? She's gone, I'm his wife. And that day when he said it to him, he was quite taken aback and humble when he said it. But ever since, you've been fucking telling lies to make friends. Keep your mouth shut. And my missus kind of give it him, do you know what I mean? But it's just funny how like the karma come back to bite him. He told it one too many times to the wrong person, but she put him in his place, bless her.
He must have some life. Like, that'll be the highlight of his day, telling lies about an MK player.
And when he shouted it, I was just a bit surprised, and I didn't even really have time to react. I was just a bit embarrassed and just walked out. And then
you cannot win, because what do you do in that?
Yeah.
If you don't acknowledge him,
Aaron Wilbraham came in and he, I said he's a legend, and he just fucking blanked it. What a prick he is.
Do you say cheers, acknowledging the fact that you're a legend?
Yeah, but even if you say cheers, then apparently, yes, I am.
That's what I mean.
Yes, I am.
You just got to give it the old. Put your thumb up and on your way.
Did you want to leave? MK?
Well, to be fair, I think I was 3 goals off being the all-time scorer. I think I was on 57. I think 60 was the record for like all-time scorer there. So I was like, I wasn't obviously going to stay because of that, but I was like, I would have been ashamed. But obviously when Norwich come in, I was 31, always played champ, mostly League 1 and League 2. So for Norwich to come in at the time, Paul Lambert, I think, Parky, you'll know this, if you score against the manager a few times.
Oh, it happened, mate. That's why I signed.
Hold on a minute. Why have you just said Parky?
Goal scorer. He scored more goals than me.
Who did you score lots against?
I'll get back to you.
Yeah.
So I think
do a bit of research. But that's why I signed for Cardiff. I always should just score against Cardiff.
Yeah. But I think Paul Lambert, I'd scored 2 against him when he was Wycombe manager. 2 against him when he was Colchester manager and 2 against him when he was Norwich manager. So I'd obviously, you stick in the head, don't you, these managers. And I think when my agent was probably touting me about, he's probably thought, I'll have Wilbraham for 100 grand, whatever. So he's took me to Norwich, who were 5th in the champ at the time, just after Christmas.
Bloody good move, that.
Pete Wincombe was like, listen, Albie, you've stayed here for 5 years, scoring double figures, like doing well, and you deserve to be playing Championship, so I'm going to let you go. The money's not going to change my life, but I want you to finish your career strong, kind of thing. So I was
to be fair, that's fucking incredible from him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. He's realised that we get 100 grand for him. It's not going to make that much difference to MK Dons, but you going forward, I'm tipping you got a better contract at Norwich than what you did at MK.
I probably doubled my money looking back at it, and then 6 months later,
but you never
promoted,
at that
doubled
point.
it again. So I've gone from being on never being on that kind of money to just just relishing every moment.
I suppose
really.
At that point in your career as well, you never thought there'd be a chance of playing in the Premier League.
31, you think your career is going to start going downhill, and to get that move and then to get promoted to the Prem was unbelievable. And then I probably came back in that pre-season of the Premier League season. I'd had a backup in March at Norwich as well when I first went there, which was a bit of a killer, but I'd come back and looked after myself through the summer. And I probably started that season as like 7th choice striker. You had Grant Holt, Simeon Jackson, Wes Hoolahan was playing up there, Chrissy Martin, James Vaughan, Steve Morrison. So I was probably like 7th choice, and I just knew I had to graft to even get anywhere near the squad. And for the first, I think I was top goal scorer pre-season, thinking I'm getting in his head. And then for the first game against Wigan away, I wasn't involved, and I thought keep plugging away. And then I think got a couple of injuries, got in there, and I think I was ended up being involved in 32 out of the 38 Prem games that season. And Lambert just used to throw me on with 25 to go. And because I'd never played Prem and always dreamed of it, I just ran about like a fucking madman and was.
I've never played it, but the centre halves are not used to.
No.
You as a player,
and I found it actually. People always say to me, "Was it a lot harder to standard?" I actually found it easier because, not saying goal scoring wise easier, because it's a lot of cat and mouse and then a bit of magic opens teams up. But I was running around just putting myself about against centre halves who were probably on 120 grand a week, not wanting to get a cut and not wanting to get hurt, and I was just expecting the physicality that I'd had in League 2, League 1, and just being able to do what I want and get hold of the ball and lay it and move and
then let you let you crack on with it, really.
I think when we played Tottenham that year, and they had Bale, Modric, all those players playing, Van der Vaart, and it was an all-British starting 11 for Norwich for the first time since Blackburn in 90s, and it was like me, Holty up top, Pilkington, Elliot Bennett, all them boys, Russell Martin, Elliot Ward in defence, and John Ruddy in goal. And we beat Tottenham 2-1 at White Hart Lane when they were in the Champions League places, and me and Van der Vaart clashed heads with about 3 minutes to go. So I had to go and get stitched up in Tottenham's dressing room. There's a little doctor's room on the side of it, and we beat him. And I heard Harry Redknapp come in going mad at him for getting beat by us, getting beat by that shower of shit, like hammering us, because they were all superstars, William Gallas, everything, and they were getting battered. And then as I walked back through from getting stitched, I just seen about 7 of their players with bags of ice everywhere, and we'd absolutely bullied them. And I remember Harry Redknapp come out in his match of the day interview.
Like a scene from Dad's Army.
Yeah. But Harry Redknapp come out in his match of the day interview that day and said, Holt and the other lad bullied us. He called me the other lad. Didn't even know I was.
I get that quite often.
But he said, yeah, Holt and the other lad bullied us. We couldn't cope with them. But yeah, that was a great win. And it was interesting because that was on Easter Monday, and he'd probably only give us a lot of game, Lambert, because the lads were tired from Saturday against Everton. He thought, I'm going to freshen it up for Tottenham because we'll probably get beat anyway.
Yeah, it's a bit of a fucking free kick.
And we had Man City the next week on the Saturday, and this was the Aguero season, that goal. Yeah. So that it was that team with Tevez was returning from, and they had everyone, Yaya Toure. So he had a decision to make then, because we beat Tottenham away. Do we give these boys the chance against City now, because they deserve it, really?
Yeah.
He never expected us to win, so he did. He kept the same team, and obviously being a City fan,
did it take you back? Like, I know you're 31 now. You're a lot older. You're a lot wiser. You got a lot of games, but you're in the Premier League against. You know, you're in the big time against Man City as they were then. Yeah, completely different team that you supported.
It was just
as a young lad.
Yeah, it was a dream. Like Zabaleta again, still went and watched them when I could, and still support them now. And just to be playing against them, that team was I still knew the kit man from when I was there as a kid, Chappie, and I went in after the game and he gave me about 7 shirts. He was just going through the skip giving me his shirt. And I remember we'd just been beat. We got beat 6-1. I come off at 2-1. Do you know one of them? Like I missed.
I've done all right. That shower of shit that he put on.
I come off at 2-1 and he just went 3, 4, 5, 6, and I was like, oh, and Tevez done the golf swing celebrations when he batted not, and I was like, good time to come off. But I went in the change room after and all the like where everyone was just sat there and the towels all chatting, and I just wandered in looking for chat. I would have got battered off Lambert if he knew I did this, because I've just been beat and I'm fishing for shirts, but I wanted to sort my family out a few shirts and that, and Chappie's gone, come in Albie, so he took me through to the shower room. He's got this big skip and he's offering me all these shirts. I'm just like, yeah. And then Yaya Touré's in the shower and he's seen Chappie give me his shirt and he's going, no Chappie, you don't give my shirt away. And I'm thinking, a bit of a prick, like, do you know what I mean? And he's going, you don't fucking do it. And Chappie's like, go on, he's a City fan, he's used to be here and all that, let him have it, Yaya. And he's like, no, you don't. And and I'm thinking, this guy's a prick, like, I fucking love Yaya. And then as he got closer, he's all angry going, hey, and he put his arm around me, he's like, I'm only messing, you can
I give you my shirt.
You know exactly what I'd have done in that situation, don't you? I'd have given Yaya a little fucking tug. You know what I mean? If he's naked in the shower, I'd give him a little tug.
But he'd look
so that year that you went up with Norwich then, is that when we... Did you get second?
Yeah, we got second.
And Cardiff finished third?
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, it was a battle out of us that year, but...
The thing with Lambert, like, you know, when you're saying you were 7th choice,
yeah,
he could put you in at any time, couldn't he?
No.
You could be in the freezer and like...
Yeah. But
you've got no chance.
He used to make me feel like... Because Lambert used to say, if we'd get beaten, I'd come on for last 10, like I say, and he used to go, some of you cunts need to look at Wilbraham. 32 runs around like a 4-year-old. Oh, you use Charlie's now. You think you'd mate? And he knew I was out of contract that summer. The other boys had 2 and 3 years left, and he used me as an example. He just made me feel like, and every time I come out,
important.
I didn't want, important. And he spoke about me in the press and like saying how important I was. He used to say it when he was at Celtic that the group who aren't playing are more important than the group who are, because the ones who are playing have got the shirts, they're happy they're in the team, but the group who aren't, you've got to make sure they're all right and look after them and give them the same days off. And it's true. And I've been in situations since where I'm like, these managers probably need to realise to look after the lads who aren't playing a bit more and stuff. But I loved Lambert. He was class.
He's brilliant, man.
And when at the end of that season, to be fair, he felt he got the Villa job, so he'd fell out with the board. Everyone knew he was going to Villa. And like I say, all the other lads had 2 and 3 years left on the deals, and I was up. I was probably the only one who was up. And he said, I feel like I'm letting you down here because you're out of contract. I'm never going to get you a new one. You're nearly 33. Like, they're not going to give you one. I know what they're like. I'm going to Villa, and I feel like I said, Gaffer, you ain't letting me down. You've just given me my debut in the Prem. I've scored my 100th career goal in the Prem. I've been involved in nearly every game. I was like, you don't have to apologise to me. He said, yeah, but... He said, anyone who rings me about you know what I'm going to say to tell them to ring me. And within, I went back to the missus. I was upset. I was gutted that I was going to be leaving. We loved it down in Norwich, but I said to Debs, like, probably have to drop down to League 1, League 2 now. Like, take my medicine. I've had a couple of good years. And within a week, my agent had Brighton and Palace kind of bidding, and because Brighton and Palace, the rivalry, they were quite. I was like, I could end up on all right.
So you think the fact that it were Brighton and Palace who hate each other helped you out?
I think it did.
The fact that they were both being stubborn bastards about it.
And I think my agent was like, I'm gonna end up getting you 3 years at somewhere here. Like, and I was like, if you do, mate. And it was just like one of them. But because we'd finished 11th in the Prem with Norwich, so Paul Lambert everyone was looking up. So when like Gus Poyet and Dougie Freedman were ringing him for a reference on me, and he loved me, like. And he just bigged me up so much that they wanted me even more. But I remember Gus, when I met Gus Poyet, another thing why Di Matteo did me head in a little bit, because the first thing Gus Poyet said was, what is wrong with your back? And I'd played with injection with Di Matteo, old Chelsea teammates. I think Di Matteo's got like his back's got. So I was thinking another thing, like I've just, like Di Matteo's got the West Brom job, he never wrangles, and I think he stuck the knife in a little bit there, which upset me. But Gus Poyet said he had a meeting of his defenders at the end of the season and said he got the 5 or 6 centre-backs they had at the club and said, who don't you like playing against? And 3 or 4 of them said me, Gordon Gray, and a few others said, I hate playing against Wilb. So that's what made Gus Poyet want me. And I was impressed with Gus. I liked him. And then Dougie Freedman was class as well, and he was like, he'd just been speaking to Lambert, and he was like, it's funny because Dougie Freeman, when he met me, said, I've spoke to Carl Capello about you. And I thought, Carl Capello? He's having a dig at Carl Robinson, saying he thought he was like... he said, but I'm not...
I'm thinking, I'm not big on football names, but who's fucking Carl Capello?
And he came for Robinson a bit, and I think that was because Robinson hadn't been the most complimentary about me. And Carl doesn't know this. I seen Carl Saturday, and he doesn't know that I know this, but... Dougie said, he mentioned about your fitness, and I think again, me and him are back, but I'd had the back sorted at Norwich, like I said, that was done from when they were there, but it just annoyed me a little because I think when Carl got the job at MK, I put in a good word with Pete Winkleman for him to get it, and just when you hear these little things, because football, it always comes out, you got to be careful what you're saying, those two things, but again, I had discussed, like, I had these two good managers wanting to get me, ended up going Palace, and how it turned out that season, I didn't play a lot. Glenn Murray was on fire, scored 32 goals with Yannick Bolasie and Wilf Sahar either side. But Muzz had done his cruise shit in the first playoff game at the end of the season against Brighton. So I come on after like 30 minutes and played against, and at the start of that season, they'd been bidding for me. So 0-0 after the first leg. We've gone to the second leg. Beat them 2-0 at Brighton. Wilf Sahar scored 2. Ended up going on to the playoff final against Watford and going into the Prem again. So after thinking 31 MK, probably going like that. But going back to that Palace Brighton game, we arrived at the game for the second leg, and Brighton Palace hate each other, massive rivalry. I think they'd smashed us 4-0 in the league early that season, and when we were pelters at the bus when we were driving off the fans, even though they beat us 4-0, you think it'd be alright, but we turned up at the stadium, and the smell in the changing rooms, it was like someone had shit. It was like it had been smeared all over the shower, toilet areas, and it was all over the floor, just brown swirls.
We've heard the toilet.
It wasn't just like a turd, like sat there. It was brown swirls all over the floor, and the smell.
So basically, it's day 3 in Magaluf in your hotel room, isn't it?
So we've heard about this from Ian Holloway.
Yeah.
And it'll be interesting now. It'll be interesting to see the version.
So no, Holloway went off his head because obviously we've arrived fired up anyway, and then the fact that we think someone's done this in the dressing room.
Well, somebody has actually done it.
Well, he said that he kicked you, like he said to go out on the pitch.
Yeah,
he said, right, lads, get away from it.
But everyone's like, what the fuck? Like the smell. It was in the back of your throat. It was horrible. And so he sent us out and he demanded someone cleaned it. And Gus Poyet was coming apologising, and I could see Gus Poyet worried because he was thinking this is going to fire them boys up. I could see he was unhappy about it, Gus Poyet, and the boys were fuming. And we went into that game like thinking, right, you fuckers doing that kind of thing, someone, even if it was a member of staff or whatever. So we went into it fired up and won 2-0 and knocked them out. And afterwards it come out like they were doing an internal investigation, and then it wasn't until a few days later the kit man pulled a few of us. He's like, have you heard who it fucking was who done that? So basically the bus driver had took the kit man to put the kit out. They go early, don't they? They go an hour, 2 hours before you. So the kit man had put the kit out and all that, and the kit man had gone back on the bus, and then the bus driver's gone back in to the ground. The bus driver shit himself. Our bus driver shit himself. Actually, mustn't have been made it to the toilet, but the changing rooms haven't really been done yet, so there's no toilet rolls been put in, there's nothing, and he shit himself. So he's looking right. He don't want to be embarrassed to go to anyone. Don't even think there was anyone about. So he's used these blue hard paper towels that you get for drying your hands to try and clear it up with a bit of water, and he's panicking, probably trying to do it quick. And he shit up, the bus driver shit himself and tried to clean it up with these blue paper towels. So
like a red herring.
He's not told anyone because he's thinking he's done a good job of cleaning it up. But we've walked in a couple of hours later when it's dried and I'm like, what the? But not to be fair, like no one was being sneaky like for us and Holloway and like defending everyone. We didn't know
as
this.
Far as we
were in the dark. It was only the bus driver knew. And I think when it all come out, he probably felt bad and consoled with it.
Told someone.
Fucking that was me. I thought I'd cleared like. But
he can't have thought he's cleared it up. It's smeared on fucking walls.
Well, it wasn't really on the walls. It was just all the floor.
On the floor tiles and everything.
So the kit man told us, and we were like, but by now the game had been and gone. You have like a 2-week break before the final, so we were like,
we're solving mysteries tonight.
Yeah, so I'm not gonna like. So no, like it wasn't anyone from Palace pretend. Oh, we've done it, but we'll pretend it was someone Brighton. We thought obviously the rivalry. So and the bus driver kept it to himself. But then after we won the final, like everyone's buzzing, like we got the trophy on the bus. I've just, because our bus driver's there, like head down, and I've just.
Does the bus driver know that everybody knows or not?
No, but I just thought, fuck it. So we all got beers and I've just stood up and I've gone, "Oh, bus driver, he shits where he wants." And everyone's gone, "He shits where he wants." And then Holloway stood up at the front like, "Oh," like he doesn't like it, do you know what I mean? But like that, and then it just got, everyone shut up, and it was like that. But yeah, that was what happened. And
can you imagine the internal investigation at Brighton where they're like, none of them are cracking, they're not giving anybody up here.
And like, but I wanted obviously, we didn't know, like we only found out maybe a week later, 8-9 days later, and I spoke to Will Buckley, who was at Brighton at the time when I played him at Bolton since, and he knew, he was like, "He's bus driver or something, wasn't it?" Like, so the story had got round football like it does. It's a village, isn't it? But
so
you can see why the bus driver hasn't said out, because he'll be thinking, "I'm going to get sacked straight away."
So no doubt, all fans are talking about it as well when it gets out. But turns out bus drivers had a bad madras.
The clue would have been that the bus driver's got his shirt, his tie, his jacket, and a pair of fucking number 18 shorts on at the dressing room.
But he does.
His shit smears down his shirt.
Yeah, but he must have been bad to be able to not make the toilet in the first place.
I've been there this morning. I took the dog for a walk this morning. Luckily, I take some toilet with me. I've had to have a shite out with dog this morning.
That's what I was saying before. He's the only man whose dog takes him for a shit in the morning.
So, to be fair though, it actually worked out fucking brilliant for you, didn't it?
No.
If it spurred you all on to think, I tell you what, fuck these dirty bastards.
Yeah, it did, but without us knowing, it did.
The fucking bus driver.
I know he wants a fucking
bonus, doesn't he?
Yeah, but no, just like I say, when I went to Palace, I think we were second favourites to go down.
Why did you choose Palace over Brighton?
To be fair, Dougie Freeman came across a lot better. Like, I don't think Gus Point, like when the first thing he said was, "What's wrong with your back?" I didn't like that. I was like, "Not wrong with
no need."
I was under pressure.
Straight away, your feelings, or you've got to.
Yeah, and Dougie was a striker. I'd heard he's like, I don't know, and I knew a couple of lads at Palace, and the money was similar. Palace was a bit more, to be fair, and I was just trying to obviously look after myself, my family, having had a career lower down, and but then to, like I say, to go there, and they were like second favourites to go down, and to be fair, not be involved much that season, but able to step in, like did the full 120 minutes at Wembley in the playoff final against Watford. I could have scored a hat-trick that day, to be fair, but Kev Phillips come on, scored the penalty extra time, and great day again, and great.
So you were sort of 34, 35 here?
So now I'm turning 34, yeah.
So do you know, like myself, if I'd not played for a month, I would have sack of shit when I played. Were you just naturally fit?
That's what everyone said to me, Parky, to be fair. Like Mile Jedinek at the time, because Holloway came in from Dougie Freeman went to Bolton. Holloway came in, and like Holloway was a bit like messing, but Mile Jedinek was like the manager that year. He'd call meetings. He was like a warrior, like Aussie warrior, and I used to come in because again I was relishing. I was thinking, if I do get a chance, I want to do well. I'm at this height. I was just desperate to stay at the level I was at after having the chance at Norwich. So I used to come in on my days off with a fitness coach. I was living down there, my missing little one, so like she was in school and that. So I used to go in on the days off with a fitness coach, and I used to work my balls off. And I think Holloway come out in a few interviews that season and said, "Aaron Wilbraham the best player in training, but I can't give him a game because Glenn Murray scored 32 goals." And so he kept making me feel important, and I kept ticking myself, and I was getting a lot of praise off Mile, the captain, for the way I was. And I was always good around the lads at organising things, and all, like, you know, like I was always a good organiser, like nights out, and I was always part of the squad even when I wasn't playing. I wasn't one of these who sulked if I wasn't playing. I've hated lads. I hate lads who do that. You know, like
look no further, pal.
No, but like it's just when you're on that role.
Point at all. Fucking point, but
no. Everyone's fuming when they're not playing, but there's a difference between being a complete twat and, do you know what I mean? And I just kept good around the lads, and then when I got the chance, I come in, and it was like I was ready for it. Like, and everyone said that to me. It's testament, because you come in on them days off, and so I took, like, I didn't look out of place when I came in, but I would have been the same. Like, if you don't play games, you get rusty.
I were always a sack of shit.
Yeah.
If I'd not played for a month after at half time, I were fucked.
Yeah.
Whatever team I were at, whatever level I were at, or whatever age I were at, even when I was 21, 22.
Yeah.
We've got to talk about, sorry mate, about Holloway's man management. Is there anything you can think of, any examples?
He was just crackers, like, full of energy, like,
Do you think it's killed him a little bit? Obviously, we had him on last week. Do you think it's sort of he don't get the credit that he deserves for being a very good manager because of the
bit class clowning
other side of what the persona that everybody gets of him?
Yeah, no, he thinks that as well, because I was saying before, I think he tried to settle down and come across a bit more serious, but I think he's got to stay as he's always been.
It's a good thing though. It's refreshing to see somebody like that.
And I think like you got to stay true to yourself. If that's the type of character you are, then keep it like that. And
I suppose you've got to find an owner that thinks the same way.
Yeah.
And if it's not going well, then and he's making jokes and acting a bit, then
I don't think it's so much jokes. I think it's just his metaphors.
Yeah, but from the outside perspective, what picture that paints of the club, if you know what I mean, from an owner, if an owner's very, wants it stringent and straightforward,
and
professional.
You wouldn't employ him in the first place.
Well, exactly. That's what I mean. He's got to find the right owner that has that belief in him as a person and as a manager.
You didn't say this last week to his face, did you?
No, you shitbag. Fucking hell, we're quiet as a bastard mouse, weren't it?
But about his man management, I don't know. I had a bit of I didn't fall out with him, but when we got up with a squad, like I say, it was second favourites to go down. So when the Premier League came around the next pre-season, I started the first game for Palace on Sky against Tottenham 0-0, and then I think I was involved in the Sunderland on the Tuesday night, and then he had to name his 25-man squad by the Thursday. So I think we had Tuesday, Wednesday off, and Wednesday was deadline day. So I went to Brighton for a couple of days with a missus and a little one, and I got a phone call off him saying, "Hi Albie, you're not going to be in my 25-man Prem squad." And I was thinking, I've just started and become on a sub, drew 1-1-1.
So can you only use that 25?
You can only have 25, yeah. So I was like, "You're taking a piss, Gaffer?" And he was like, "Nothing personal. The chairman signed 15 players today. Shamak and Guardiola and all them came." So I was like, "Gaffer, fucking played 120 minutes at Wembley 2 months ago. I've started the first 2 Prem games, and now I'm not even going to be in your 25 minutes. If you're saying that you might not play a lot this season, might not get on the bench, but you're saying I'm not even going to be in the 25. So I couldn't believe it, mate. I was devastated. So I had to go in the next day, and then you just know you're not going to be able to even be considered to play till he renames it in the January. So I was a bit like...
So what's your actual thinking there?
I don't think it was down to him, like... Because Holloway is loyal and he's like for the boys and all that, and he's a proper man's man. But I think Steve Parish kind of went above his head and said, we're having him, and it was down to the chairman, signed a lot of players, brought them in, and Holloway didn't have... I think, like I say, when I came in, second favourites to go down, I think Holloway was obviously taking the job knowing that as well. And I think there was a thing in his contract, I've heard, that the chairman didn't have to give him a lot of money to get rid of him. So Holloway, I'm not saying he was like a puppet who just had to do as he was told, but in a way, he got a little bit, he had to, but then that isn't him, because then you had like me, Steve and Dobby, a lot of lads who were like, you've not looked after the boys who got you there, Gaffer. What? And he didn't like that, so he was caught in. He's got back his dream of managing in the Prem again after being at Blackpool, but he doesn't like how it's come about, because he's had to bin a load of lads, and we're just there like.
It's like he said he was in full control at Blackpool, and he built that team and had full control and getting them in the Premier League. And this time, like you said, he's tasted it. He wants to get back in the Premier League, but now it's that control's taken away.
See, my first thing when he's phoned me and said I'm not in the 25, I said, well, I'll see you in 2 weeks, and I go and get on a fucking flight, go and sit on beach. Fuck you, Ian.
Well, at the time, I had a hip problem, and I was due to go and see a hip specialist, and. So I went in the next day and I said to the physio, I don't think you're not taking me to see that hip specialist now I've been left out the squad. And he's like, no, we'll still go. Got a duty of care to look after you. Like, of course, you're still a player, blah, blah, blah. So I went to but then Holloway was saying, Blackburn want you on loan. Blackburn, so now you're not wanted. You're out the 25. Yeah. They just want to get you some off the wage bill. And obviously the money had gone up through getting promoted and stuff. So my little girl was in school down there. I was like, I ain't going to Blackburn on loan. I'm from up that way, but my little girl's in school there, and I've set out to be here for the year. I'm not doing it. Yeah, well, the chairman wants you to go. So I'm not bothered. I'm not interested. So my plan in my head was, if I can't play till January anyway, because I'm out of the squad, I'm going to get my hip done.
Yeah,
it needs doing while I've still got a contract. Yeah, so I went to this specialist in London with a physio, And the physio said to me, the specialist said, when's your next game? So I said, January. It was like, start of September. He was like, January?
What?
I said, well, been left out the squad, like being a bit bitter. And he went, oh, we'll get you penciled in now then. The physio was like, oh, well, wait, because we've got to check with the chairman. I said, no, I don't have to check with the chairman. I've just been told by a specialist that I need an op, and he's willing to pencil me in for next week, so we're getting it booked in.
I'm having this fucking operation.
The specialist a bit in this room, like, I'll pencil you in, get back to me. So I've walked to the tube station with a physio, and I'm like, you pissed me off there, Manos, like Greek guy. And he's like, why? I said, because I've been told I need a hip hop, and you're just concerned about what the chairman's going to. I don't care. I need an op. I played 120 minutes at Wembley like 2 months ago. Started the first 2 Prem games. It's not my fault. I'm now out the squad. And he was like, right, okay. So then my agent, I went to meet Mrs. in the Westfield Shopping Centre, and then my agent's ringing me saying that Steve Parish has texted him saying your player's a disgrace. I want him gone immediately. So my agent's like, what? He's like, having a hip hop he wouldn't have done this if he was in the squad, named in the squad, blah, blah, blah. So my agent's like, well, if you want him gone immediately, we'll have every penny is due and we'll go tomorrow. And he's like fuck, he's getting every penny. He was getting a bit like
bit nasty.
I was annoyed at being called a disgrace, because in my eyes, how I'd been that previous season, being great around the dressing room, organising things.
Short memories, innit?
And even since I'd been left out the squad and you had Shamak and everyone coming in, I was, even though I could have been bitter, and I was telling them where to live, telling them what schools the kids could go. I was being helpful to the new lads, even though I could have been a bitter fucker sat in the corner ignoring all the new lads. So,
but what else are you supposed to do? Like, you're not playing till Jan and you need an op.
I'd have been that bitter bastard in the corner, mate.
So it annoyed me that I was getting called a disgrace off someone who I've just feel like I've been part of making him 120 million for that private game, and I'm getting called a disgrace. And he might not have expected my agent to come back and tell me. So I rang Mealy, Jedinek and Paddy McCarthy. I was raging, saying, chairman calling me a disgrace. And they were like, they knew I was upset being left out of the squad anyway. So I went in the next day, pulled Holloway, Jedinek and Paddy McCarthy as vice captain in the meeting. And I went, Gaffer, I'm not happy. If he thinks I'm a disgrace, I'll show him a fucking disgrace. I can be a disgrace if he wants me to be. And Holloway was like, oh, he's fell out with your agent over something else. You've got caught in the middle. I said, I don't care. I said, like, I need a hip operation, so I don't want to go to Blackburn and then within 2 weeks I can't play. Yeah, but you were going to play in the Prem if you were named. And I said, yeah, I'd have carried on with injections for the chance of playing the Premier League. But when I've just been binned to the side, I'm getting it sorted, because obviously now I'm on my way out. I've only got this season. I need to get it right for when I go somewhere else. Yeah. So I've got to look after myself like the club is doing.
I mean, Holloway had obviously realised the situation.
Yeah.
And he's just half looking after the club for like to keep things smooth that end, innit?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He knows. It's like when if a club comes in for you and the club turns a bid down and you say, well, I'm not fucking playing then, and you start kicking balls and whatever in training. Yeah. The manager knows why you're doing it. He knows you're not a dickhead, really. Yeah. But you just got to understand that you've got to do the best you can for yourself. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Which is what you obviously were going to. You thought, I'm going to move on. I'm going to move on in maybe January. Yeah. I need to get me it right. Yeah. For another 19 seasons that you're fucking still playing. You know what I mean?
The chairman come and met me about 3 weeks later, and I'd had the op. Like, I'm crutching and stuff, and he come and met me and he was like, listen, Albie, apologies for the way that came across. The way I heard it didn't mind. He apologised and he said, well, so what's your plan now? And I said, well, I'll get myself fit and I'll go somewhere on loan in January if need be. And he went, right, I don't mind paying your wages until January. I was thinking, well,
you fucking got to anyway.
So nice, that's nice for you.
But then in the meantime, Holloway got sacked in the October, so it's like, I think that's what he means about being in control. Like, he didn't stay loyal to the boys. He wanted to, but he wanted a choice to. Went with all these new players. The chairman probably had an influence on signing. Still got the sack, so he's probably thinking I should have stayed loyal to the group who got me there. Yeah. And then Tony Pulis come in, so I'm then doing my rehab while Tony Pugh, and he's met me and stuff, but he knows I'm out the squad, and he's coming to the gym going. He's doing a bike session going, who's are these tunes? And the boys are like, oh, Albie's, and he's like, decent these Albie, and then I just like it as a musician. And like as I'm doing my rehab outside, a few finishing drills, and he's watching, and I can see him watching and thinking, never know, could get back in the squad in January, like new gaffer and that. And then he's just pulled me and said, like, listen, Albie, everyone loves you at the club, speaks highly of you. I'm looking round what we've got and I want you back involved in January. So he ended up putting me back in the 25-man squad. I didn't play a lot, to be fair, but it was good to be back involved. I think with a couple of lads who had signed on that deadline day with the chairman's choice hadn't really played, so they went on loan. So there was like 3 or 4 spaces. We brought a few in and put me back in. So yeah, I was back involved then. And
more importantly, what were the tunes that were playing? What's Tony Pulis's?
I think it was just like a house. It was just like a house mix. But he used to get on the bike every day after training and do a bit of a fat burn. I think he just needed something a bit up tempo, and he was just enjoying. But there's something for everyone.
As a house man. I didn't have him down as a house man.
Yeah. No, but if he's working out. You know what I mean?
He was scary, Tony Pulis, though. He did like.
Yeah, I know.
The boys thing is,
you were his sort of player.
Yeah.
Right?
Workhorse.
Fucking go and bust your balls.
Yeah.
Bust your balls. Even if you're, and this, I'm not just on about you, I'm on about any player that ever played for him. Even if you weren't the best player in the world, if you were a fucking 7 out of 10 and you run about and you did, he was more than happy with that. He could cope with that, and that's why he's I don't know why he ever fucking signed me, by the way, but that's all he wanted from a player. Even if you weren't the most talented, just go out there, bust your balls, give everything you've got, and he was fucking happy with that.
But he just had this fear factor, didn't he? Just like, I don't know, he'd kill you if he'd take the whole 25-man squad to every away game, like I say, and I dressed up as him in Vegas once. So
what, fucking Vanera?
Everything. Cap.
Well, what?
You know one of them masks where it looks like the actual
Under Armour
person?
cap.
I had the face mask made. I think it was like 12. I got 12 of these masks just in case they ripped in my bag on the way over or something. Anyway, I got the kit man to do his full training ground outfit, TP on everything, initials. Because I knew a few lads who come Vegas weren't meant to come. Like Barry Bannon might have had an injection, he was meant to be letting it settle down, so they were trying to keep it quiet. So I had this full kit, wet jacket, hat, mask, everything in my luggage, didn't tell anyone. And on the way over there, I'm dropping it in a bit. Do you know the gaffer's meant to be out in Vegas when we're here? And they're going, I'm saying, no, I said, not even joking. The physio told me it's his brother-in-law's 40th, and they're all out here for a few days. I'm not even joking, so I've kept it dead serious. Because I'm planning to come out as in one day, dressed up at like a pool party or something. So on the Saturday, I went to Wet Republic, so you've been there, like 2,000-3,000 people at this pool party. So I've got this little Nike drawstring bag with all the stuff stashed in.
Oh, so you've not actually gone in it?
I've not told anyone, so I've gone in my pool gear, and I've dropped it in a few days earlier that he's in Vegas, blah, blah. So I've gone in the toilet in this cubicle, and I've put the whole kit on, hat, mask, wet jacket, TP, everything. And I've got I even had the kit man even give me his trainers and everything. Like, if you've seen me across a pool party, you're thinking Tony Pulis.
It's fucking done.
So I've walked out and
full kit.
But them masks, you can only see, you can't look down, and I want the face to look front on, so I don't want them to see it's a mask. So I'm tripping over people's drinks, and all these Americans, I'm like, what the fuck, man? I'm just walking along. And as I'm getting back towards our bed right at the side of the pool, I can see Barry Bannon's face and that, and they're just shocked, like, what the... And I can see the anguish and, like, putting the drinks down, and they actually thought he was there. Jerome Thomas, for like 15, 20 seconds, their faces were like, he's fucking the gaffers in. And I got him, I could see it, and I'm walking over, and I told Paddy McCarthy, make sure you get me on the way back from the toilets, like, just get a video out. So he's like, what are you doing? I said, don't worry. So he'd got the reaction, and then Barry Bannon started walking off, fucking gaffer. So people must have said, it's Albie. He's turned around, then he just looked, and all the boys are just pissing themselves. I had like 12 of these masks, so just dashed them out. So like for the rest of the day, you just had these Americans with Tony Pulis masks and dancing, going mad for this electric house. Like,
is there somewhere in the world?
His wet top was just floating.
At least they were house music playing. Anyway.
I can just see Barry Bannon like that with his vodka, lime and soda, and I'm thinking, fucking likes Tony Pulis. And putting it under his chair like as if fucking...
Tremendous.
But he had that scary, like, you would be scared if he turned up at the pool. So I remember just Barry Bannon and Dwight Gale's face when they first seen it was
he's a lovely guy, like.
Yeah.
He's a lovely guy.
It's just a thought, like, if you'd seen him, you'd think he wouldn't wear that gear, surely.
Yeah.
Full tracksuit.
But he won't give a fuck. He would not give a fuck.
True.
That's just how he is. So that year, you obviously... So when did he come in then?
So we come in...
October time.
Yeah, and I was obviously doing my rehab, put me back in for the Jan.
Was you thinking, I'm going to go in Jan before?
Yeah, I was thinking, I was lining up,
yeah,
like seeing if Blackburn was still interested because it was back home and stuff, and yeah, I was just ready to go on loan. So to get back involved. I was buzzing, to be fair, to be back involved, just feel part of it. I think we finished 11th again in the Prem, like Norwich did. So we had two. It wasn't like we just went up and struggled. Like we had 2 successful years and didn't play nowhere near as much as I did at Norwich, but still felt part of it and was involved. And yeah, it was ledge.
He's unbelievable though, isn't he, Pulis, man? How he does it.
Yeah.
I remember that. It's a different team.
Yeah. It's exactly what I said. All he does is just want people to work hard.
Yeah.
If you don't work hard, you're not in his team.
But he must have his organisation, and that must be
unbelievable.
Everyday shape.
It's boring, mate. It's boring.
Back 4 and the front 2 sat in front every day. It's just
you can do shape every day, but it's got to be. You've got to know what you're talking about. You know what I mean?
It's boring as fuck.
It's got to be good.
You are basically like, even more so than other clubs. You are robots, right? Your right back, do not go there.
Is that what he says?
Yeah, right. Your right back, right? You do not go over the halfway line. Left back, do not go over the halfway line. And if you do, he'll fuck you off because he's told you not to.
Do certain players get preferential treatment with him though? I can't remember if we spoke about it before, but we talked about Ricardo Fuller being more relaxed and not, being one of those people who can just do something special every now and then. Do they get
like
the
half, for example?
Yeah, we had them. Yeah, but I still think they knew not to mess. They knew they had to work hard for the team, probably harder than they'd worked for other managers, and he got them doing it as well.
When you're at the Premiership, it's different.
Yeah.
To get into
you need them players.
Get into the Premiership. Get into the Premiership it's a totally different entity to actually being in there. You know what I mean? You can't have one player in the Premiership who can do something every fucking 2 games. Outrageous. You need people who are fucking bang at it all the time. Whereas in the Championship, you can half get away with it.
You know that the lads are going to be in the changing room caning him, saying this is shit. And the best thing about it is that he doesn't give a fuck. No. It sounds like
no, he doesn't.
What were they like international breaks?
Didn't give you a lot of time.
He gave us fuck all.
No.
We used to play on a Saturday, Sunday off, Monday, Tuesday in, Wednesday off, Thursday, Friday, Saturday morning running his balls off. They used to do 35-second runs.
Yeah.
That was a Saturday morning. 10 of them bastards. Yeah. Lads are fucking jetting off to Dubai and fucking wherever they're going.
And I think that's one of the reasons why he took the full 25-man squad, because he knew if he left 7 behind at a weekend away when they're going away to Newcastle, Jerome Thomas, Barry Bannon, like Tom Inson, they'd just be off to Marbella for the weekend. So he just used to stop all that. Everyone's involved. I want everyone to be there. Christmas Day had everyone in an hotel the night before. And it was a home game, and he made everyone stay in a hotel the night before and stuff.
Did that with me New Year's Day.
But you couldn't argue with it. No one had argue it.
Because he just fucked it off.
I'm surprised you didn't argue with him. I'm surprised you haven't. So were you involved New Year's Day?
Yeah. So I was wife at the time, right? So I was like, New Year's Eve, he's got us in an hotel, we've got an home game, right? Come down to the hotel, we'll have dinner and that, and then obviously stay over. I went in with I went in a room with Dom Matteo, I think. So I'm like, so she's there, obviously the hotel's full, and I'm fucking got a single bed next to Dom, and wife's there. What do you do? Do you know what I mean?
What you Claire was in the hotel?
Yeah. So she's in the hotel expecting to be in a double bed with me and have a fucking single bed next to Don Matteo.
So we have to push them together in three.
She had fucking some night, bless her. No. Luckily one of the lads had got a double room and swapped with me. But that's what I did. New Year's Eve, you're all in a hotel.
Were you involved though the next day? Or
yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
I thought you were one of the 7 that's not going to be involved.
Oh no, never one of the 7. It were like we didn't have 7 then. You know what I mean? Because we obviously got a smaller squad. Yeah. But he just did not. He did not care what anybody thought of him. I pissed off our lads. If you don't like it, fuck off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Holloway or Pulis, if you had to have one of them.
Totally different characters. Don't know.
But best fucking pals and all, by the way.
Yeah.
Totally different characters, but best
Couldn't
pals.
really separate those two. Like,
if you had to have someone come in Rochdale tomorrow,
probably Holloway.
Yeah.
At this age I'm at now, I can't. I'm not putting up with that.
I'll tell you what we'll do then. We'll put Holloway, Pulis and Martin Allen.
Yeah, Martin Allen.
Yeah.
Crackers. Entertainment value. All entertainment value, to be fair. I've had some good managers. I think when I left Palace that summer, now I am 34, thinking, right,
this is it now, the final.
Yeah. And
I'm just happy to get a year here, a year there.
Yeah. Spoke to Coventry and Birmingham, Lee Clark. So met
both Championship.
Yeah, Stephen Presley was at Coventry. No, they were League One. Birmingham were champ.
Right.
Met both of them, and that's just them two were interested. Went away to Dubai, and Steve Cottrell was in the hotel in Dubai. So walked past him in the lounge bit, shook his hand and said, "Hi Steve, you're right," because my mate Sam Baldock at the time was at Bristol, so I knew. I was like, "Oh, Sam's manager Steve Cottrell." Said to the missus, "Hi Steve, you're right." He's like, "Yeah, good big man." A couple of days later, I was in the gym doing these leg weights and stuff, and he was in there. So he's like, spoke to me a bit again. He's like, "Have you sorted anywhere out yet?" So I said, "Oh no, I had talks with Coventry, talks with Birmingham, but finalising it when I get back." He's like, "All right, okay." Kept seeing him around the pool, then he'd had a few beers in the lounge at night, and he was like,
"Come and play with me, lad."
He said, "Yeah." He said, like, "Would you come and have a chat with us?" So he was dead honest. He said, "But I'll let you know now, it'll only be a year." He said, "The owners have been burnt in the past by signing older players and have sat there injured, picking the money. So it'll be a year, but I'll get..."
Bristol City Championship here, aren't they?
No, League One.
League One,
so
right.
Just come down from the Championship. So he said to me, "It'll only be a year, but I'll put something in there. If you play a certain amount of games, appearances, you'll get another year. If you back yourself to do that." I said, "Yeah, well, I'll back myself to do that." He said, "Right, come." He said, "I don't want to take up too much time of your holiday. I'd like, have a good holiday and then come back and speak to us." But I didn't know. He told me since he was checking every day if I'd been going in the gym. Now in the hotel you have to sign in the gym, so he'd been going checking.
Really?
And I'd gone every day, to be fair, being a bit of a busy bastard. But
that's the end of it for me. I'm done, mate. Anybody goes on holiday anybody goes to the gym on holiday?
I should have. In your head, I are thinking, he could be watching it.
Well, because I'd seen him a couple of times, and I'd been working with a Palace I'd give this young fitness coach at Palace a bit of money during the summer because I was out of contract. I was like, "Can you work me during the summer?" Like, and I paid him, and he'd set me these sessions. So it was like quite a lot of leg weights and stuff. So I'd been doing stuff, and I'd seen him spot me a couple of times in there. So I was thinking it does look good because he's seen me doing a bit. But then he told me at a later date he was checking every day if I'd signed in and when I had and stuff. And he is like, now I know what he's like as a gaffer.
Did you knock it up a couple of ways when you saw him coming in?
Yeah. Put the pin up.
So
I want to see him parking in the fucking gym book. I'll fucking tell you, not a fucking chance.
Jim's calf. Do we want to throw it in around the corner in Dubai?
That fat bastard's at the bar again.
But no, I went down there, and like when he was leaving, he was checking out, and he said to my little one, "Make sure your daddy keeps working hard in that gym and stuff." And so I went down, had talks, agreed terms, and was close to signing at Coventry. And and to be fair, Steve Cottrell was like, "Ring Stephen Presley because he's been good with you. Let him know you're not going to be signing. Don't let him just hear it get announced." So he was respectful in that. And I phoned Stephen Presley, and he was like, "Big respect for ringing me, telling me," and I signed for Bristol. And he said we'll give you an apartment down there. And at the time, my little one had 5 different schools. So I was like, "Listen." So
where are you living?
So I was living.
You're living in London still now, yeah.
And my wife's mum was ill at the time. She's fine now, but she was quite ill at the time, and my missus was shooting back to Manchester. So I said, "Right, we'll get an house back where we're from, because I'm a year off retirement age. They've only offered me a year. My little girl's had 5 different primary schools.
Settle down.
Let's get her settled back in." She was year 4, so she had year 4, 5 and 6 before she's going high school.
I don't think people realise that, by the way, as well.
Yeah.
You've got to look after your family as well, and it is hard moving schools for kids and stuff. You know what I mean? Making new friends and all that sort of stuff.
She started, and that was one of the biggest things. Each time I was leaving these clubs, I was happy to be moving, being the new kid in the dressing room again. But to take my little girl away from friends she'd have at
when
school,
you've got somebody else to think about.
Yeah, it was horrible. So I just wanted to get her settled, because then it doesn't matter where I went, she'll be settled back home. So it was more for that reason, and because he'd only offered me a year, I didn't want to. She'd had a Milton Keynes accent, Norwich accent, London accent. Her accent was all over the show. Didn't want to take her to Bristol, get her Bristol accent as well. So
that's the last one you fucking want, isn't it?
So they gave me an apartment included. I used to commute, like go back after training on a Tuesday, like you do Tuesday, Wednesday at home, fly back.
So were you missus at the time happy just to get up there, located?
Mum, and like
didn't mind you being away most of the week.
No, I think it saved our marriage, to be fair, having a bit of a break. But no, that year was just like Steve Cottrell just backed me up massive. Like he proper believed in me. Ended up having my best goal scoring season, 21 goals, won League One. He made me captain, won the JPT at Wembley. So got to play the game. And
you come in on fire, scoring goals.
I scored on my debut at Sheffield away and got man of the match on Sky. And
it always helps, doesn't it?
If
you debut at a new club, if you can score, it always helps. It just gets you up and running.
Yeah.
Didn't Clarkey say the same about Cottrell? Didn't he say that he played his best football
under him?
Yeah. He made him feel like Clark Carlisle.
Give him that belief.
Yeah.
Well, do you know I heard a story about him.
I always thought it was a dick, by the way.
I'll be honest.
A lot of people have asked me and gone, I've heard he's, and I'm like, no, he's class. Like he's so intelligent with his tactics and stuff. You couldn't outfox him, and I can't believe he hasn't got a job at the moment, to be fair, because he went in with Harry Redknapp at Birmingham, and Harry Redknapp got a lot of credit for how Birmingham survived that season and stuff. But if you ask any of the Birmingham players this season, it was all down to Steve Cottrell doing all the training, the shape, the tactics. Harry Redknapp's not really a hands-on kind of coach, as you would have heard. But no, a lot of people have got, because he's intense, but because he cares so much, like sometimes it rubs people up the wrong way. I had a couple of neck problems that season at Bristol, and like I'd be waking up and he went out because he said, you've got to cover your neck up in training, you need one of them snoods and you need to get it covered up. I used to get that when I played, and I was like, all right. And then on the day off, he went round Bristol with his missus to buy me a snood, dragging in all these ski shops to buy me the best one. Spent about 30 quid on a snood, come in the next day, make sure you wear that every day. Drag my missus around Bristol shopping centre yesterday, buying you one. And he cares a bit too much sometimes, and it can come across a bit too intense. But I thought he was class, and
that's probably the first time he's, apart from Clark a little bit, that's the first time he's come up in it.
Yeah.
But I always thought
it was just his interviews though that I think, we don't know them, did we make
you make assumptions?
I thought he was.
And he was a fantastic coach, man.
Yeah, he did all the coaching and everything. Yeah, and he's got great from. He was having us playing out a lot that season at Bristol. We had a good team like Luke Ayling at right back, who's now the Leeds captain.
I liked him at Yeovil when I played against him at Yeovil years back. Luke
Freeman's gone on to Sheffield United. Joe Bryan's gone on Fulham. Aidan Flint's at Cardiff. Marlon Paxson. They've all that team. Bobby Reid, Cardiff, Fulham. All that team. Derek Williams, Blackburn. They've all gone on to like better things, and he put all that together. He had us playing out for. Had me as a target man, but he'd make them mess around at the back to create that space to go in and have runners off me, and he had us playing such good football that season, and it was quality.
Fuck it, add him to the list and all.
Yeah, we've doubled up there.
Big Steve made the manager list.
Yeah, he's on there. But the games he got put in to get another year, I'd done it by the day of our Christmas. I think I did it the day of our Christmas do. So like 13th of December, I'd reached the other year, so I was buzzing like to do that.
The thing is with that one, it's all well and good, because if you don't get injured, you're fine. But there's been many a situation, it's happened to me, it's happened to fucking plenty of players, when it gets to April time, you need one more game,
just stop playing,
and then you get I can't play you.
Yeah.
If you're not injured and you get them in fucking early doers, happy days.
You're on form as well.
You must have had some Christmas do then, knowing you've got another fucking 18 months.
But Mrs. wasn't happy, like, so I was away for another year.
I'm away working, love. I'm away working.
But he did it any competition, so all the Checkatrade Trophy games counted and all that. Like we won it that year as well, so I'd done it. That's why I'd done it so early. I think it was 26 games, but any appearances, even if I come on for 2 minutes. So he looks after me as well. I think a few games he brought me on last 5 if I wasn't starting and stuff. But I started off well, like I say, with a goal in the debut. On my home debut, I scored 2 against Colchester after being 1-0 down. So when the fans take to you straight away, you just got the confidence and you just carry on. Yeah, and I think
it's a big football city as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
It is a massive football city.
Yeah. Sorry lads, I need a piss again. Did Tammy Abraham come during your time at Bristol as well?
Yeah. So
did you see a bit of promise there?
Yeah, and he was a great lad as well. Like, because a few people have asked me about Tammy. Obviously now he's smashing it for Chelsea, but asked me what he was like as a person. Was he arrogant? No, he was class. Like, just got involved with the boys straight away. Got involved in the team spirit, and you could just see he was a goal scorer. Like, he was on fire that season.
That don't always happen, when people come in from bigger clubs, coming on loan, sometimes they don't get involved. They're just thinking, I'm here for myself. You know what I mean? But
the first one I saw that was Danny Welbeck when he came to Preston.
Yeah,
like he didn't do great on the pitch.
He was fucking crap, if we're honest.
But off the pitch, he was brilliant, wasn't he?
Yeah, just not.
You think it was just his confidence needed building and that?
Nah, I think he was just a nice lad.
Yeah.
People say all these young lads coming through, they think they're arseholes and all that, but he was complete opposite, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was fucking good as gold.
So, but it's hard not to become an arsehole when you're coming from somewhere like Chelsea at a young age, when you're probably on big money.
Yeah, it's different now with the amount of money that they're on, isn't it?
It just depends.
Money can turn people into an arsehole, can't it?
Wells will have been on good money. At Man U then. But I think it depends what your background is as well.
Yeah.
Same as did you see that thing with Rashford the other day saying that 10 years on, just the same lad just fucking still living the same dream and all that bollocks. Right? It just depends what your background is and how you've been brought up, I think. And at Man United, he's obviously been brought up right. Wells have been.
We had JMO, Matty James, Josh King.
Josh were a little bit different because he was not because he were foreign, but he were just foreign kids are different, aren't they? They've had different experiences. They're in a foreign country, so they've got to half look after themselves. But Wells, as I say, he were fucking crap. He was shit, wasn't he?
It took him a while, yeah. Were you playing the game when he scored a chip from chip the keeper from about?
That's the only thing he did.
When you flick it on?
Yeah, that's the only thing he did in 5 weeks. Scored 1 goal in 5 weeks and you're fucking crap.
The keeper must have been a yard off his line, 8 yards out, and he's chipped him. That's when I thought he's going all the way.
He's going all the way. Scout here.
Yeah, but no, Tammy was he was a great lad and just got involved, like I say, and just the fans loved him at Bristol. And then when he went to Villa, I think he went to Swansea, didn't he? After that,
did he really get a year in Prem with Swansea?
Yeah. They struggled a bit, which resulted in him not playing as much. But then I knew when he went to Villa, he'd make a big and when obviously he's probably got involved at Chelsea because of the transfer thing and all that, him and Mason Mount. But they're like 2 main players at the moment for them.
I'll be honest with you, I didn't think he'd be able to go up that notch. I didn't think he'd be able to go into Prem and score goals. I'll be honest with you.
It's just one of them. Like, obviously training with him every day though, like he's always in the right place at the right. You might not have seen it in the games you've seen, but I just thought he's one of them. He's always in the right place at the right time. Poacher, and he works hard. He's fast. His touch, his feet are a joke, and he's massive as well. I don't realise how big he is, but
I'm really pleased that he has. But from when I seen him, I looked at him at the start of the season with Chelsea, and I thought I can't see him scoring that many goals, to be honest. But obviously he's fucking proved us wrong, bless him.
You look at that Chelsea team now. I know we're going off thingy here, but it could be another class of '92. The way that it'll go through the team.
That transfer embargo has probably done more good than anything else.
And that Mason Mount looks the part now.
Even him at Derby, weren't he?
Yeah.
You're thinking he's a fucking really good Championship player, but do you know that? You'll obviously know more than me. Do you know that next level?
Yeah.
It really is a fucking next level. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? It really is and I think a lot of it's just our pace, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
I think a lot of it's just pace. That's why you struggle when you were in that place. You know, to go to that next level. Anyway. So
you must have been thinking at Bristol then. What are you at Bristol? 30,
so turn 30, 37? 30. I ended up being there 3 years, so won the league, and then they give us a new contract again with something in that I had to make appearances, but it all had to be league now, and it went up another 7 appearances. But I still did it again, and then Steve Cottrell got the sacked, which I thought was a bit unfair at the time.
So is your missus happy with everything?
Yeah,
or
I'm still
not happy, but you know what I mean.
Were you thinking of a move come up north?
To be fair, I wasn't, because I was enjoying it so much down there. And Bristol's like a class place to live. I had an apartment right in the city centre, so like any nights out, the boys are all back to mine before and after.
It's not an Airbnb now, is it?
No.
We were there last week and power went off.
Well, that year in Bristol when we won the League with all them lads who I've spoke about, we were out like 3-4 times a month we were together. We were known throughout London, Newcastle. Them boys are out every week, but we were top of the league. And I remember some Polish bouncer in a club in Bristol going, "You've not won the league yet," in like September, and we all went back in April and we won it. Like, we have now, mate. We were well known for, but not doing it at the wrong times throughout the midweek. Just put on a couple
of a bit of a drinking culture there.
Yeah, but not in a bad way. Not before training or anything like that. But we had a Saturday, couple of Sunday sessions if we had a Monday off. I remember once we beat Fulham away 2-1. Lee Tomlin scored a free kick. Great player, Tomo.
He's a bit of an enigma, I think, isn't he?
Crackers as well.
He's what? A bit of an enigma.
Yeah.
Do you know what that means?
Yeah.
But we had a night out the Saturday. Went out all day on the Sunday because we had Monday off, and then Lee Johnson was manager now, and he was letting us go to Cheltenham on the Tuesday. And then I don't know if you've ever seen it, but we went Cheltenham. And my agent had a box, and all the Love Island girls ended up coming in, and one of them had told a paparazzi to what box she was in, and she flashed her tits on, and a few of the lads like that when she did. None of the lads knew she was going to do it, and a few of the lads got photo as they were looking like. So all the misses are like it was online straight away.
Were they good tits or?
But I went on the balcony, I was inside. But like it was carnage in this box, and my agent had probably invited a few too many people, and then lads, you know, it's like Cheltenham's all football teams. Lads were texting over, lads, get in this box, it's a free bar. And before you knew it, this box was rammed, and they needed people to get out because it was like health and safety, too many people. But no one wanted to leave, so every time someone went to the toilet, they weren't letting you back in. So the lads were like fucking dying for a piss, so they were pissing in pint glasses on the balcony.
Oh, I remember this. Yeah,
Spud was involved,
and they weren't throwing them, like they were just pissing in pint glasses and laying them down because they didn't want to go for a piss, because if they did, they weren't getting back in the box for the free bar. And in the papers it made out they were pissing it and throwing it in Love Island, and it wasn't like that. But we had going off subject a bit, but we had a group, so we'd done all this Saturday, Sunday, Tuesday, and then it got back to Lee Johnson pissing on the balcony, and he was fuming that we'd been out Saturday, and he pulled me and Lee Tomlin in. He was like, if yous ain't doing it after 20 minutes Saturday, yous are both coming off. Like, you've been out Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, it's a joke, blah blah blah. We had Bolton on the Saturday. Anyway, after 20 minutes, 2-0 up, me and Tomo both scored. We ended up winning 6-0. So my agents text Lee Johnson after
Fuck
the
you,
game.
Jono.
I've got another box at Chepstow. Lee Tomlin with Lee Johnson was funny because he brought him in on loan from Bournemouth, and he smashed it. Tomo, like, pretty single-handedly kept us up in the league, and the fans loved him singing, sign him up and all that. And then they give him a 3-year deal on big money, and I just knew what Tomo was like. I knew he could come in, get a bit comfortable, and he had a point to prove to Eddie Howe when he come Bournemouth. He wanted to prove everyone wrong on this loan spell, and I just had a feeling when he come back with his 3-year bumper deal, he might be a different man. So anyway,
Did he sign? Where did he sign from?
Middlesbrough he'd been at as well.
Did he start? So at Kettering.
Yeah.
He started at Kettering and then
Peterborough.
Another one.
He was at Peterborough, wasn't he?
Yeah, Peterborough as well. Yeah.
Kettering to Peterborough.
Because I played against
got his
him
move,
for Kettering.
and then so he was one of them who was fucking, gone up the way.
Yeah, and I played against him for Kettering, and he was like this little fat kid, and he was taking the piss out of everyone. I thought, who's this? And then when I seen him, got at least thinking that's him from Kettering, and he's in training. He used to chip the keepers about 6-7 times a day in training, and he used to make this little noise as he did it, like, and he just do it. He'd say that.
Do it again, please.
You know, as the keepers were travelling back, you just know it was in every time. He's one of the best I've played with as well, but he's just off his, like Lee Johnson, when he gave him that deal, he came in Tomo one of the first days of pre-season in a brand new Bentley, and Lee Johnson still had a load of League One lads and that. We were in the champ, but Lee Johnson pulled him and went, Tomo, you can't be coming in. Everyone knows you're the ice paper. You don't have to come in the best and
flaunt people's
faces. He went, you've got to show an example. You've got to be an example to the young lads and show them that you're staying grounded and staying humble. And he went, Gaffer, I'll let you do that in your old straight Range Rover. And just used to give it the Gaffer stuff like that. I'll let you do that in your old straight Range Rover and all the point. But he'd say it in front of everyone. And then he was a bit heavy, Tomo. He'd like 22% body fat, and the Gaffer wanted everyone around 8-7. But like you said about Keith Andrews, thought he was the best in training, best at running, so why did he need to be? So he used to get these nutritionists in, and we'd walk in the room, and this like little geeky nutritionist would be stood at the front from like university or something, and on the big plasma screen it'd have like Kit Kats and cakes and bags of crisps, and Tomo would walk in the meeting knowing it was all aimed at him, so he'd walk in and goes, oh, it's making me feel hungry. I had 3 of them last night, 2 of them, and this nutritionist didn't know what to say, and like he didn't care. Like the more things, like Lee Johnson used to say, Albie, if Tomo's in your coffee club, get him on the green, because me and Marlon and Pat used to be on the green teas and granola, get him on the green tea and granola with you. Tomo, right, Gaffer said to get on the green tea, like don't be having hot chocolate. No. So he'd sit down, hot chocolate, marshmallows, flakes, loads of cream, Victoria sponge. Go on, send a picture to the Gaffer. Go on, and he just off his head, like he'd send a picture selfie to the Gaffer with all these marshmallows, and he knew what type. He's another lovable rogue, Tomo, and like
because he's got this
could have been a lot better.
Deal and you could get away with it.
Yeah, I think he got a bit, and like to be fair, he's trim right. Similar things happened at Cardiff. He's gone to Cardiff, and like he went on loan to Peterborough last year, and then he's come out and he's had a bit of depression, Tomo, and shredded up and looked after himself, and now he's like he scored like a couple of weeks ago for Cardiff, and he looks like he's but he's an unbelievable talent. He's just a bit of a clown.
It's that mentality of thinking when you've made it, and not wanting to step up to the next level. I've made it now, I'm going to enjoy it and have a bit of fun with it. But there's that next level you can go to. There's that next level after that. And being comfortable.
And I think it comes down to backgrounds, like you were saying before. And Tomo had a bit of a rough background. I think comes from like a travelling community kind of thing. And he's a great lad, Tomo. Like, I loved him to bits and still do. But he's probably one of the best. He's an unbelievable player. And he'll smash it for Cardiff this season if he keeps like looking after himself.
Be just to see how he gets on with Warnock.
Yeah.
But I think that's what I mean. It's been in and out, hasn't it? He went on loan. Somebody said he went on loan to Peterborough last year. Warnock fucked him off to Peterborough.
That was in the Premier League though, so he's probably thinking he ain't getting away with it in the Premier League, so he's going to have to go. Whereas now they've gone back down. But
I can't imagine Peterborough could have. He must have gone to Peterborough, and so he's a Premiership footballer on his whatever wages he's on. I can imagine Peterborough can only pay 20% of that.
Yeah.
So Warnock's happy for Cardiff to pay 80%.
Yeah.
Pretty much, I would have thought, around figures wise.
But he's not a bad lad. He's not someone you'd be like desperate to get out of the building.
Yeah.
Like,
he's not really a dickhead all day.
He is a bit of a clown. If you get these managers who are serious and you can't handle any of that, then you maybe have to get rid. But he's not disrespectful. He trains well. He's never injured. Do you know what I mean? He doesn't toss it off. So
just a bit chunky.
Yeah, and just loves a laugh. Like.
So when Bolton came calling,
you
must again thought this was the final.
Wait a minute. We've totally fucked Bristol City off now, have we? We moved on.
Well, we're about to, yeah.
All right, okay.
No, like three seasons at Bristol. Obviously, Lee Johnson took over from Steve Cottrell, but
what were he like?
Lee Johnson. No, he was.
Were you a player with him?
No.
Right, you dickhead.
Well, carry on.
Fucking hell, it's not about you. You got a couple of sheets of paper.
I didn't play with him, but again, another manager I've had who's younger than me.
Yeah.
Who's probably a little bit wary, but no, he was all right. I had a few. I don't know. We clashed a few times, like over stupid little things. Like I think my agent wanted to have a chat with Joe Bryan, and I said to Joe Bryan, my agent said, "You've got Brentford away tomorrow night. You're in the hotel. Might come down and have a chat with Joe Bryan." I said, so I was like, nah, don't do that. Will said, it's day 4 of the game, managers don't like that. I'm experienced enough to know, don't be doing that day 4 of the game, manager won't like it. All right, maybe another time, yeah. Ask Joe if he's interested. So I spoke to Joe, I said, Joe, Will wants a coffee with you, mate, like, do you fancy it or what? He's like, potentially, yeah, maybe when it's the right time. Okay, that's it. I'm not touting him up, I'm not getting anything out of him if he wants to chat with my agent, whatever. So anyway, we played Cardiff on a Tuesday away, and my agent texted me, said, I'm at the game tonight, I'll have a little chat with Joe after. So I mentioned it to Joe. Joe was like, yeah, fine. So back at getting on the bus after the game, agent just walked over to Joe, had a 5-minute chat. Joe's sensible, like, clued in lad, said whatever, got on the bus. So we get back to the training ground at Bristol, and Lee Johnson goes, can I have a word, Albie? He's fuming because we've been beat as well on Sky. So he's like, this club pays you a lot of money to play football, not to tout our young lads to agent, blah, blah, blah. So I've gone, hold on a minute, Gaffer. I'm with Will, you know my agent. He's asked me to come to Brentford last week, and I've said no because you won't like it. So I've been professional enough to say no. I said, what can I do if he's at the Cardiff game on Tuesday and he's just saying, I'm going to have a chat with Joe, like, do you know what I mean? He said, well, Joe's told his agent, and now Joe's agent's ringing the chief exec, and the chief exec's going at me like, it's like you're in the dressing room trying to get us. I said, it ain't like that though. And then Joe kind of felt bad then because he had told his agent. His agents had panicked, thinking Joe was going to put food in his mouth.
Going to lose out on his money, aye.
So Joe ended up bringing me a bottle of champagne, and the next day, I'll stitch you up there, Bob. And I was like, nah, it's like, do you know what I mean? But these things happen. Like, you get agents who ask people if they have cotton. Fell out with him a little bit over that, with like screaming in each other's faces in his office. But then we had a bit of a blowout, and then we were fine because he understood how it had happened then. But when it comes from the lad's agent, it's like, senior players are going around the dressing room getting, it wasn't like that.
Trying to tout the younger players out, like.
But yeah, he was all right. A lot of people found him like a bit arrogant and stuff, but no, he was a good coach, and he's done well. They obviously spent a lot of money, I think, and not like. I think Steve Cottrell probably looks back and thinks, if I'd have been given half the money that he was given, like, because Steve Cottrell didn't get given a lot when we went to the Championship. Signed Jonathan Kodja, who went on to Villa and stuff, and people forget that it was Steve Cottrell who signed him, and they sold him for about 16 mil like a few years later, whatever. But no, he was all right, but I didn't play a lot under him. And then obviously when, like you say, when Bolton came being interested, then it was back home and family situation and
how, you know, like your mentality, were you like, I'm 36, 37, I'm getting really good money, fuck it. You know what I mean? I'm not happy not to be playing, but I can cope with it. Do you know what I mean?
I think the competitive streak in me, like that, like I think for the last 3 years, managers have thought like he's older now, so he won't really care if he's not. But I'm still arguing with managers when I'm not in the team. Do you know what I mean? I'm still.
I think they like that though.
Yeah.
I think they like the fact they still.
See, that
was surprised by it at first, but then you think fair enough. Like
that was the reason that I sacked it off, because for last season I weren't playing, and I weren't that arsed that I weren't playing. If you know what I mean, I weren't going to see the manager every Monday morning saying why the fuck am I not playing.
Yeah.
So that was the trigger in my head to think, right, that's me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, I've had a good 21 years. I'm not arsed that I'm not playing. It's time for me to move on.
Yeah. It's mad from your point of view though, when you're saying you were 31, you know, you might this and that, and then now with 37, playing to the championship team.
Yeah. It was meant, and like if you look from like 18 to 31, level I played at, money I earn is so much more less than 31 to 40. It's just mental how it's happened, because it doesn't usually happen that way. And
we've had a few on like with Holty and that.
Yeah.
But obviously the games, there's more money got in the game and stuff.
Yeah.
But you were not a journeyman, but you were just a normal footballer, weren't you?
Yeah.
If you know what I mean.
Yeah. And I think you get someone like Paul Lambert who gives you a chance like that, and your stock goes up then. Like when I was coming out of Norwich, I was still the same Aaron Wilbraham, but coming out of a Premier League team, we've just finished 11th, and the manager's raving about me to whoever rings him, so that's helped me massively. And I like to think I grafted from the age of 18 to 31 and worked hard at these lower league clubs, and you get rewards, and it is that as well, but you do need a bit of luck as well. Obviously Paul Lambert giving me that chance,
getting the right manager at the right time as well.
The promotions with Norwich and Palace, and then to go Bristol at 34, and the fans were like, signing a 34-year-old, we want to get back up to the champ. Why are we signing a 34-year-old? Like, scored 21, got promoted back up to the champ. So answered the questions there. I've always kind of think my father-in-law says about me, like when I sign for a team, the fans are a bit like, oh. But by the time I leave, they love me, and that's the kind of relationship I've had everywhere I've been. I've not been an exciting signing that everyone's raving about, but by the time they've seen me go, and they've seen like I'm a team player and stuff, and I'll give it like 100% whenever I play, then I think I end up, and I've managed to have good spells. If you think of the Norwich, Palace, and the Bristol, the promotions, but then even at Bolton having that bit of history, with keeping them like. I know, and then obviously to Rochdale the last 2 years being a massive part of them staying up to in the last 10 games of last year, I've managed to just be
timing wise.
Yeah, timing's been good.
Worked out really, really good.
How was Phil Parkinson for you?
Found him a bit strange, to be honest.
Snap.
Yeah,
fucking
just
snap.
Didn't really have a good togetherness from the players and the staff. Totally separate. Just. No one really knew what he was thinking. Whenever you went and seen him, he couldn't really look you in the eye, and he'd just be quite.
He's not got a lot of charisma, bless him, has he?
Do you think you were more on the side of the ownership rather than the players?
But then he'd make out to the players that Ken Anderson was driving him crazy because he couldn't have a relationship with him. But then it seemed like if that was me as manager there, I'd use that as all right. It's us versus them. They're not going to back us financially, whatever. It's us.
Let's
and
prove them.
But it still was a big gap between us and him. And I think when I scored that goal, like he'd not give me a chance all season, and Gary Medine was playing and doing well, so I had no problem with it. But when Gary Medine went to Cardiff in February, February, that transfer window, for like 6 mil. I thought I'll get my chance now because I'm the only other target man after the club, and he tried every formation to not do it with me, just in Gaz's place, and we ended up losing loads and we found ourselves in that bottom three going into them last couple of games when we had a good squad there. Still had a good championship squad like Darren Pratley, Carl Henry, Adam Lafondra, had good players. Beeves,
Nooney there?
Yeah, Nooney was there. Will Buckley. So we had a good enough team to be mid-table at least. And I think that was down to the way Phil Parkinson, not saying because he left me out, but he could have done different things with the squad he had, and he just was a bit stubborn to do it. And then,
did he speak to you? Did he?
I went to see him a couple of times, and he was like, "No, we keep going," but then just never changed. He'd say that, but then you'd go out.
Say one thing, do another.
And he just had this, and he kept playing it, and then it was the Burton game, second to last game of the season. We played Burton away, and I just had a feeling he's going to play me. It's like my type of game, like battle. They were down in the bottom. It was like whoever won out of us two had the advantage to stay up in the last weekend. And he put me on the bench again, and like we're 2-0 down at half time, and I was warming up on the pitch, and Bolton fans were running on the pitch going, "Why the fuck's he not putting you on? Like, get him to put you on." I was like, I don't know. And then we lost 2-0, and everyone's like, right, we're down. And then that week, something just changed in training. Did a bit of shape, and I was in it, and I was thinking, he's going to play me in this game now. Like when we needed to win, and Barnsley and Burton both to lose. But to be fair, they were playing Preston away and Derby away, who were going for the playoffs. So we had a chance of them doing it right. They weren't going to toss the last game of the season off. So I was thinking, he's going to like stick it all on me now. Like do you know, after not really giving me a chance all season. But I was relishing it, thinking, And
I'll go back to you must have looked after yourself in training every day. Because if the manager had thrown me in at that situation, not playing for 6 weeks, 8 weeks, I'd have been a fucking sack of shit.
Yeah.
I really would.
You said it about an hour ago.
But not from not trying in training and everything. I would have just been a sack of shit.
I think a couple of times I could have lost my head and been like, fuck this. But there's something in me that won't let me do that. I've come home to the missus 1,000 times and gone, right, fuck him now. I am tossed up, fuck it. But I can't. I go and train next day and I can't do it.
Start again.
Yeah, I can't. There's something in me that won't let me sack things off or just toss it off, like not even care, like not do the fullest sprint I can do if we're doing sprint. I don't know. It's just something in me what's not let me do it. And then
I think that's why the fact that you're still playing at 40.
Yeah. Probably, yeah.
That attitude is the fact that you're still playing at 40.
I think so,
So when you're on the team sheet.
Yes, I'm on the team sheet, and he's dropped Adam Lafondra, who's our top goal scorer, so all the fans are fucking moaning, like groaning around the stadium that I'm starting when it's getting announced, and I'm thinking, fucking cheers, lads. Then that car full load what was slagging me off a few weeks ago, back at it. And it was
you feel like a Granit Xhaka, you feel like that gum.
Yeah, but in a way, I was like, do you know what? It's my last game. I'm out of contract. Can't do nothing to affect it. I'm going to be affecting it. Like I'm just going to give it my best game. And like I was saying the day before to people, because the last game was on a Sunday, and I was saying like I'm going to end up scoring it, winning. I just had a feeling. I woke up in the morning. I was like, Top's coming off of a score, saying it's the missus. And I had it in my head. It was going to happen. And then I remember first half, I scored a goal. It got disallowed. I hit the bar, missed a chance, and I was thinking, fucking hell. At half time it was 0-0. And I remember being in the toilets washing my face, and I looked in the mirror, and I'm not.
What are you trying to do? Get the dust off?
straightening the hairline back up, yeah. But I was like, I remember looking in the mirror, and I'm not a massive religious person at all, and I believe like loved ones who pass away, like my dad, and that looks down on me, looks after me. I believe in stuff like that. There's something up there, but I remember looking in the mirror and going, Dad, and I said it out loud. I was like, Dad, Nana, I need you. I remember saying it out loud. I was only in there on my own. And I said it, and I went out second half, and Adam Lafondra come on with me up front, put us 1-0 up, and I just had a feeling that's not the end of it. Then Forest equalised, and then went bang straight away 2-1 up, and the whole stadium just went flat. But I was like, fuck that, it's not over yet. And it was about 11 minutes left, and we're 2-1 down. We whispers that Burton and Barnes were both losing. It's like, come on. Wheat's got a deflected goal in the 86th minute. 2-2. I'm thinking, come on, it's not over. And then 88th minute, long kick from Mark Howard, got released at the end of that season. Flick on by Carl Henry, got released at the end of that season. Into the path of Adam Lafondra, who went end of that season as well. And I just remember running into the box with the Nottingham Forest right back, and he's had a little look to check him at the back stick, and he's thinking he's marking me well, and as he's looked back that way, I've just darted into that space, and if the ball goes there, I've got a chance, and he's just put it there. And I just remember it seeming like it took about 20 seconds to get to me, and then I've just watched it all the way. And then when it went in, I've just...
Showtime.
Shirt off.
Showtime. But like
Did you take your shirt off?
Yeah.
Did
it took me about 5 minutes to get... I was trying to not mess my hair up. But it took me about 5 minutes.
Not like him in that Pittish shirt. It was fucking dust everywhere.
Derek Williams come to the game, and everyone was rubbing me head knowing I scored. I looked...
Stop it!
There was no hair left, but Derek Williams got a picture of it, and I'm like, if you ever let that picture get out, it looks terrible. But no, it was just, and I remember the game, like 2 minutes to go, just keep it tight, and like the whole stadium was up. And
so Barnsley and Burton done then, weren't they? I think Barnsley were losing 2-0, weren't they?
Yeah, but you don't know it on the pitch, do you? Yeah. You've heard whispers, but you don't know for sure. So the whistle went, and I looked over at our bench like, have we done it? Kind of, I'm over the other side of the pitch, and I can see some people like this, but I can see some people asking the question, so I don't know. And as I turn that way, there's about 3,000 Bolton fans, like a stampede, just fucking coming towards me, and I just went bump with them all. And next minute, I'm up on someone's shoulders, and it's like bump the pit, like I've got pictures. I mean, it's like and then obviously I knew we'd done it, and then it was just
that one of the best feelings in your career.
Definitely, yeah. I think the goal on my debut against City,
against all odds.
Yeah, but that just because so much pressure on that game, and like needing the other two to lose, and it was a proper great escape kind of thing, and after not being given a sniff all season, and them lads 3 weeks earlier, Wilbraham, you shit, and I thought, and someone had tweeted on the morning of that game like, if Aaron Wilbraham scores a goal to keep us up, I'll get a tattoo of him on my face. So after the game, I've got
on my face. That's proper Bolton.
Sorry, a tattoo of his face on me, like a tattoo of him, so not on his face, yeah. So my little brother and that are tweeting him like, go on then you fucker, get the tattoo, like everyone's getting on him after the game. So I went Vegas with the boys, Mark Little Stag do, and while I'm over there I'm getting these messages off our media team. He's agreed to get a tattoo of you. Are you alright to come into the tattoo parlour when he's having it done? And I said, well, I'm in Vegas when. She was like, when are you back? I said, Tuesday. She was like, right, I'll get him to have it done Tuesday then, and you can walk in, and we'll get Sky there and all that. So I've walked in thinking, I want to see this chirpy little bastard who said that, and I've walked in, and it's just like a little skinny lad, and he's like, I've walked in, and he's like, he's a bit wary. I'm like, all right mate, and like I'm still a bit steaming from Vegas and that, but he's got this tattoo full of my face on his calf, like the full calf. I got released about 5 days later. He got a tattoo of me on his...
It's a lovely face, man, but you don't want it on your fucking calf.
Did they tattoo you with the powder or without the powder?
I think they just got a picture off Google, and luckily, it was one with it. Strong, yeah.
Fully seasoned.
No, but like after that, and it was just a mental summer. Like there was a few tattoos knocking about. Wilbraham 88 on some, because the 88th minute on someone's chest. About 6 or 7 tattoos. Mark Little on our stag do. He was on however much a week, and he would have got a 50% cut if I hadn't scored that goal. Weeks wouldn't have got his extra year if they weren't in the championship. There was loads of lads like, and Litz on his stag do. I've gone home after this pool party and get a quick hour's kit before the night time. Litz has come in me bedroom. He's in a girl's dress. He swapped clothes with some girls at the pool party. He's in a girl's dress, and he's got a bandage over his leg. And like his best man, like he's one of his mates from back home, he's brought with him his best man. The rest of us are footballers, and his best man's like, Albie, you want to see this? You want to? Tell me, what have you done? He's like, don't matter what I've done, mate. Don't matter what I've done. Where's my phone? You got my phone, haven't you? I'm like, Litz, what have you done, mate? His mate's ripped this bandage off. He's got massive on his leg, Wilbraham 88. He's like, you got me another year. He's got Wilbraham 88. One of the lads, like, that's tremendous. He done that as well, but it was just a mad summer. But then
you left your mark.
With going back to Phil Parkinson, like I had a great summer, and I seen like Carl Henry been released, Mark Howard, and they put it in the papers. They released like 7 or 8. I'm thinking, right, surely I'm going to get something here like after scoring that goal, because Phil Parkinson on the last day was like, you've saved everyone's job, Albie, the grounds, and everyone's like, another year then, Gaffer, he's getting another year, and he's like, it's already been spoke about in there, because like Ken Anderson was in there all buzzing and that. So I was like expecting it, and the thing that they'd left it till about the 7th of June, like that's late to let you know if they're not going to, especially when you've scored that goal. And the other lads who've been released have been told 15th of May something. So I'm saying to the missus, they'll give me another year. They might try and reduce my money, because I'm like 38, 39, but I'm telling you, they'll give me another year.
Yeah, I'll have something there.
So I met Phil Parkinson in the Hale Barnes Marriott, near the airport, and so I've met him, walked in and he's just gone, I've been ringing Ken Anderson for the last 6 weeks. He's just on a boat in Monaco ignoring me calls, so I think it's best I just say thanks for everything, all the best. Just went to shake my hand like that.
Fucking
and I was like, what is that, Gaffer? They're not offering me anything. He was like, I can't get hold of him. Like, what? And what he is telling me to offer you, I don't even want to embarrass you. He's telling me to give you 500 quid a week, and time to embrace you as encourage you to be a coach, and I don't want to do that. You get better than that. So I'm like, nah, Gaffer. I was like, Gaffer, I don't feel like you fought my corner at all there. So he's like, what do you mean? I said, you've told me I've scored the goal to save everyone's jobs at the club, blah, blah. And I said, if I was you and I had a player like me who you'd bombed all season, not given a sniff, and then put all the pressure on in that last game to do something, and I've done it, and you've just turned up and said thanks for everything, shook me hand, I was like, nah. And he was like, I'll be able to.
Did you not rate him?
Oh, I was fuming. Sat in my car for about 45 minutes, and Ben Alnwick was the first person to ring me. He was like, what happened? I told him. He was like, you fucking joking. And everyone, all the lads were fuming, like, and I just thought, I couldn't believe it. So I rang my missus, I was like, not offered her anything. She's like, anything? Not even reject. I was like, no. So I was just devastated, like, but in a way, like, what happened the next year?
So you're 38 here?
I'm 38, yeah. So
Any thoughts of thinking, right, that's enough? One
of my mates was saying it's a great way to go out, that scoring that goal. It's a great, and I'm like, nah, because I still feel like, I'm still training every day. I'm still like loving it. And after I played well in that last game and everything, and I remember the fitness coach going on about my stats and my running distance and high speed run. He's like, you still keep going and all that. So I didn't want to stop, and out of stubbornness, especially after that, but it left me a bit bitter. But in a way, I knew I'd left it in a good,
as well as you could.
And the fans were loving it and that. But then to see what happened the next season, like Ken Anderson he got away with it that season by surviving last. I thought he would have given it a go that following season, and he just stopped paying the players. So in a way, it was probably a good thing that was. But
you wouldn't have got paid anyway. Maybe I'd give you a new contract.
And then obviously went to Rochdale, and it was just and enjoyed, like, great set of lads. Total bit like
Keith Hill signed at Rochdale,
and he was like crackers, like, as well, another like madman. And we had after training, have a food on a paper plate on your knee in the dressing room. So total different, like, you know what I mean? I've been at these Prem and Bristol facilities.
You don't mind it? Don't mind it, do you?
It's just what it is, isn't it?
Yeah,
just
you get involved. So I've gone in,
and I think it helps the young'uns as well.
Yeah,
It grounds the young'uns.
Yeah, it does.
So you're back to basically where you were.
Back to from Stockport days, really. Yeah.
All that sort of.
I've gone full circle, and then this guy used to come in with a big Ghostbuster pack thing on his back, and had our food in like little ovens in his back. Because he put it on the side.
Just eat, like a just eat type thing.
Get these silver trays out, put them on the side. We'd be like, 11:45 on a Monday, and he'd be like chicken tikka and like curry or half, I don't know, like. And then you just
good though, innit? I used to love it.
Plastic knife and fork. You'll just be sit chatting, and great banter and that. And the group we've got at Rochdale's class, like. And to be fair, this season Barry Murphy's took over. And we've got like a little pavilion now at the cricket club where we used to walk to train on the field anyway, but we wouldn't use the pavilion. And Bryce just approached him and said, are we all right to use it as a facility? And the club obviously give him money, but there's a snooker table there, table tennis, and we've got a chef in, and it's just gone flat upper level all of a sudden. And Bry's been making the lads play really good football, got a lot of recognition.
So has he been given more money then to do that, or
not really? Because I heard I think he had to reduce the budget quite a lot from when Keith Hill had nudged, like he said before, he's been there a long time, and he's nudged the budget up, and then all of a sudden they had to strip it down. Like I'll be honest and say I took a wage cut in the summer to stay there. I think a lot of lads had to. They let a lot of lads go. Didn't want as big a squad, and Bry got given the job on the basis that, listen, this is how you're gonna have to. If you want the job, this is the deal. Bry was like, rather than sulk about it, I'll have a bit of that. Took it, getting young lads in, making us play really good football with this new rule where you can do the goal kick inside the area and drawing teams out, and got a lot of recognition from it online and stuff. I think at one stage in the season we were the only, I think there was, Man City had scored 5 goals with 15 pass moves or more, and we were the second in the country on 3. And that's the type of football he's had us playing. Brian done really well.
Enjoying it?
Yeah, that's good.
Is he still enjoying it?
The training's really good, and no, I am enjoying it. Like, and obviously turning 40 a couple of weeks, I had all the boys come to me.
Benjamin Button.
Yeah.
You're just going to keep going?
I just now feel like the boys have called me Peter Pan for like the last 7 years. Like,
my missus calls me that.
But no, I think I don't really act my age either. I've always been a bit, but I think that's football, isn't it? When you're in the dressing room with all these young lads, like these lads in the dressing room now, 16, 17-year-olds, and same age as their mum and dads and that, do you know what I mean? And, but they all, and like, I'm asked some of them, like, oh yeah, my mum's 38, my dad's, I'm like, it's just mental to think that I'm in the same dressing room as them, but they all like respect me, and like, I like giving advice to the young boys and showing them where not to obviously go wrong and stuff. And
are you on year by year at the minute now at Rochdale?
Yeah, so 1 year at a time. So they gave me a new deal in the summer, which I was buzzing with, and just good. And obviously back home, little girls settled in school and everything, so it's perfect. Always thought in my head, like, there's a lot of Northwest clubs around this area, and if I can come back and play for a few towards the end of my career, and it's just worked out like perfect the way it's happened in the end. And I
think that's the thing. If you can, even if you can pass a little bit of your knowledge on, you feel good doing that, don't you?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I can't believe. I mean, I'm watching EFL goals 1 and 2, whatever it's called.
Is that after Gordon Ramsay? After Gordon Ramsay.
After Gordon Ramsay, I'm watching the EFL goals 1 and 2, and obviously you got sent off at weekend, and when it said 40, I was like, fuck me, it's not 40, sure, it's a fucking... How's he doing it at 40? And it's just fucking amazing.
I think as well, what you were saying earlier, like you learned how to be a man, coming through football as a player and as a person. I think it's good for you now to be able to do the same with these young lads.
And I enjoy that side of it,
Do you want to get into coaching?
I've done my B licence and part 1 of my A licence, so I'm interested in that. I'm quite interested in the agent side of it as well, I think, because I just think I'd be good at it. I think
there's a lot of bad ones, isn't there?
Yeah, there's a lot of bad ones, and I think I've played in all 4 leagues, so I've had the 23, 24 years in the game. I think you can kind of be half a coach as an agent as well. I think some agents, ex-solicitors, ex-lawyers, try and speak to the lads about football after the game. The lads are like, what are you talking about, mate? And also I think managers are more likely to answer the phone to an ex-player ringing them than a gangster who's trying it out for a bit of a mate, or a lawyer who might speak down to them because they're more qualified and educated. And I just think a player, if I rang any of my old managers, I've never shit on anyone in the game. I've had a good reputation with everyone. I just think I think you have to have a bit of a presence when you walk in somewhere to negotiate, and I know how things should be done. And I just think when I speak about that, my heart's more in it than it is coaching for some reason. I just think I'd be good at it.
We had someone ask about what happened with Keith Hill. I know we spoke about it before, but so when he got sacked, it was a surprise to everyone, because he'd kind of just told all the boys that the board had backed him for another couple of years and stuff. But I didn't really have a big falling out with him. He signed me, and when he signed me, he said, I've never chased a player as much. When I used to play for MK, he used to be on a sideline, when you coming home, big man, when you coming back up the Northwest and stuff. And he was sounding like, when I signed, he went, I've never chased a player as much, Jesus, and all this. But he just stopped playing me halfway through the season, lost his head a little bit when me and Dave Perkins and Jimmy McNulty, a few of the older lads, just left us out and thought, I'm going to go with the young boys now. You've had your chance, you older boys. And that's how he seemed to be. And we carried on losing games, and he just seemed stubborn to put the older lads back in, just wouldn't do it. And then one day he kind of came in and said, right, you can choose the team, but it's that formation, and stuck a formation on the flip chart and walked out. And then on the formation, it just had one up front, and obviously Hendo bangs 20 goals every year, so we knew he wanted as the forward. So, and Hendo's our captain and that, and quite rightly should start every game, bangs 20 of the season, like I say. But I just turned around, Keith walked out, and I turned around and I said, lads, I ain't trying to get a game, but does anyone else not think we need 2 up top? And they were all laughing, and it was like, yeah, we do, to be fair. The position we're in the league, we need a platform to build off of. We don't seem like we're getting at teams. So we flipped the chart again and done a new formation ourselves, and we put
Fuck you, Keith. Fuck you.
We put Hendo up top, and it said me/Calvin, one of the target men, and we went round. So anyway, come back in the room about 5-10 minutes later, and he's like, fuck's this? Told you what formation we're doing. And like Jimmy McNulty said, Gaffer, we just feel we're more equipped to have a go at teams in the position we're in with 2 up top. And he's like, that won't work. And he's like tapping on mine and Calvin's name. That won't work. So I said, Gaffer, why are you against the target man all of a sudden? He's like, I'm not against it, just don't want to play that way at the moment. So I was all right. He said, all right, so you think 2 up front, yeah? Okay. He's walked out. Next day, come in training on a Thursday. And he'd gone 2 up top, but he went Matty Doan and Hendo, like more like Doan is a runner in behind, good finisher and that. So me and Cal were like, don't fancy the big man again, whatever. So we trained that day, and as what always happens at a lot of clubs, the team who wasn't starting battered the team who was starting.
Mad how often it happens,
does,
isn't
yeah.
it?
And there's no explanation for it.
I reckon 80% of the time, the team that's not playing beat the team that are
You've got
playing.
11 lads who've got something to prove.
Yeah, it's a point when
I know, but you're not
footballers
really
love
going
proving
to
a
prove
point.
out because he's picked his team.
Yeah.
You're
He's just
just
trying to
prove it
show him
next
he's
week.
wrong. Yeah, you're just trying to prove him wrong, aren't you, all the time? But so we done the shape, we beat him, and I think I scored a couple. I was feeling quite like, yeah, that'll show you, gaffer, kind of thing. And then I walked in.
Fuck you, Keith, again.
I was taking my boots off, and he come in and he went, Albie, can I have a word? So I was like, yeah. So I took my boots off, and I thought he was going to say, that's how you train, that's how you get back in my team, kind of thing. And he didn't. He just went, can't guarantee you'll be on the bench away at Luton on Saturday. So I was like, what, not even on the bench? He went, no. So I was like, why is that then? He was like, just don't think I can go with free target man. I was like, free? There's me, Calvin. He's like, yeah, Jordan Williams as well. No one in the squad really thought Jordan Williams was target man, but I was like, all right. So I was like, he goes, but still come, I'll decide when I'm down there, a bit like that. So I said, no, Gaffer, I said, if you don't want me on the bench, I don't want to come. And I'm not being like a sulker there, but I'm nearly 40.
Don't take the piss out of me.
I'm nearly 40.
Yeah, don't take the piss.
And I did that when I was 17 at Stockport, travelled with a squad for experience, do you know what I mean? I've got a young family, and I've just gone out there and played against the team you've chosen and scored 2 and done well. And the first thing in your head you're thinking is, he's not going to be on the bench Saturday. Whereas I'm thinking, you might be thinking, he'll come on and score Saturday. He's playing like that. So
or even start the fucking game.
Yeah, so I said, I thought I was going to come in today and maybe you'd listen to what we said yesterday about up top and maybe start, and you're telling me I'm not even going to be on the bench at the 7 subs. So I said, that shows you the losing battle I'm having with you. And he goes, no, you're not. He said, right, okay, have the weekend off and come in fresh Monday with a good attitude because you might start next week. So I said, right, and we shook hands. They went away to Luton, got beat 2-0. I come in Monday thinking, hope it's not awkward between me and him, and he'd been sacked, like, so.
And that was that.
Really. And I thought, right, I'm not leaving. So I left it a couple of days, and then I just texted him and said, Gaffer, still got a text on my phone, I just said, Gaffer, don't want you to think I'd fell out with you over leaving me out Saturday. I want to say thanks for everything kind of thing. And he was like, Albie, no problem at all. Sorry I didn't give you the game time you expected, and I'll always class you as a friend. And then I was like, yeah, all the best. And then obviously then he got the Bolton job, which is my old club and stuff. I seen him a couple of weeks ago and we played him, and he wished me happy birthday for my 40th and that. And yeah, so it was all left all right. Didn't want a big fallout or anything. It was just that last game was I got left out the squad.
Yeah.
And he ended up going after
So it
that.
weren't a big fallout, it was just...
No.
Timing wise, that's just and it ended up transpiring.
No.
The thing is, I'd like to think he looks back and thinks, I wish I'd kept like Jimmy McNulty, Perks, and I wish I'd kept them on my side.
Yeah. No one was really against him. Like, we were still on his side, just a bit like wondering why is he not.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. He was a bit like stubborn to put us back. Like, it was like, you've had your chance kind of thing, but he should have like kept us. Like, we didn't. It wasn't like the dressing room turned against him or anything like that. Everyone was a bit like gutted for him when he got the sack, and Beachy as well, who was his assistant. But like I say, Briar then took over and stuck me straight back in, and I ended up doing well towards the end of the season. Like, so it was good to be able to use them 10 games to try and get another year, and managed to do so.
And say fuck you, Keith. Which is basically what you do as a footballer. You're proving people wrong and just fucking sticking 2 fingers up at them most of the time. If you're not playing, you want to do well for yourself, but you also want to say fuck you to the manager. Why have we not played us?
Was this last year?
I don't know. I want to, obviously.
You got another one in you?
All the boys like, Albie, you can go to your 45. Come on,
45?
Fucking hell.
Fucking Pelly didn't last till fucking 45 minutes.
I don't know. I think, like, if I feel at the end of the season, I feel now, I'd be stupid to stop, because I'm still training every day. I'm still feeling good, and I still feel like I've always been one that the last couple of years, like, they've tried to manage me a bit better, managing stuff like, right, the lads are doing 12 runs, you'll just do 8. I'm like, no, I want to do 12, because I don't want them on a Saturday. I don't want the lads thinking, well, Albie only does fucking 8 runs. He only trains on a Thursday. He doesn't train for Friday. Like, I want them to be able to know I'm good enough to still be in the team, because if I'm not doing the same as them.
So the lads are doing 12. You've said, I'm doing 8. Anytime I can just do 6. We'll do 6. I'm an old man now. Fucking leave off, will you?
I know, so I think it's that kind of...
Is there a bit of banter with you being an old... No, whoever's original on?
Yeah, I get battered for my age quite a bit, and the salt and pepper and all that. Yeah.
Salt and pepper.
That's what they call it, sprinkling it on. It's funny because, like, I roomed with a young lad last week, and I was like, Aaron Morley, Rochdale. He's like 19, 20, top lad. Great player as well, but he was rooming with me for the first time, and he was like, I was like, oh, you've got your salt and pepper debut in the morning. He's like, what do you mean? I said, when I get out of the shower, mate, looking like Yap Stam, you're going to sprinkle a bit on that back. So he's there like, in the mirror, he's like, alright, I'm like,
is it like Italian restaurant job?
he's like shaking it on, and he's like, and then he's like rubbing it a bit too. I'm like, oh, you don't rub it too, I just pat it in. And then he's like, alright, do you want to check it? Then I'd be fine, and a bit of hairspray to lock it in, job done. But yeah, had me roomie doing that. Like Jim McNulty's injured at the moment, so he's my usual salt and pepper part.
Chief Patter, innit?
Yeah.
I used to get like the Veet, you know, on a Friday night. I mean, you don't want your fucking shower at home, do you? Full of air.
Mess up, yeah. It was
so Friday night, whoever I was rooming with, need to Veet me back today.
Worst job in football.
Yeah, it was bad, but so that's how you
want to feel aerodynamic for the game, don't you?
Yeah, fucking hell. Like, it took more than fucking shaving me back. Beating me back.
Oh, well, cheers, mate.
Absolutely. Yeah, thank you very much.
I enjoyed it.
Cheers, mate.
I hope you get another 5 seasons out of it, job.
I think you've got another 3-year contract in the locker with somebody.
Yeah. No, hopefully. Cheers for having us on, boys, anyway.
No,
cheers.
Appreciate that.
Some pepper over there.
Something about salt and pepper. I could fucking order a burger now. Fancy that.